Oh, it's 2 o'clock. All right. Well,
We did it.
welcome to Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I'm Kelly Breivik, a PhD student in the English department at UWM, and I am the Dungeon Master.
My name is Ryan House. I'm also a PhD student in Plan H in the English department, and I am playing Blogris, a half-elf druid.
Cool. Hi, I'm Corey Hernai. I am also a PhD student here in the English department at UWM, and I am Plan C, specifically poetry.
Who are you playing?
Oh, I'm playing Franz Kundera.
What is he?
Oh, I am a human rogue. I am the most interesting of characters. Are we doing character introductions now, or you want to?
Just name and classes if you want to.
Okay.
I'm Eric Kirsting. I'm in Plan H here at UW Milwaukee English Department. What was the other stuff?
Character.
name.
That's it. Okay. I am Nor / Maggie / other names possibly, and I'm human warlock.
I'm misrepresent.
Y'all. So, just for context, the universe that we're playing in, magic is a recent advent. It happened when a meteor struck the planet of Fiorna 3 years ago and caused a lot of mass destruction in between the impact on the planet as well as from the subsequent magic, because a lot of these people were just given these great powers without any responsibility. Thank you, Spider-Man. Or really knowing how to use it. So I figured it would make for an interesting setting. Was there anything you guys wanted to say before we started off, or go right into it? Fair enough. All right, so I'll read the introduction, get us started on Chapter 1, which I have named Caught Dead to Rights. All right. You each arrive at a crossroads at twilight in the outskirts of Dorking Taiju. The land used to be flat, but the seismic activity from the meteor resulted in awkward, jagged hills only half covered by grass. In the correspondence you had with this mysterious employer, you were forewarned of having to work with others, but they would make the pay well worth your trouble. You all hold the same flyer in your hand hands if you decided to double hand it, that reads, "Wanted. Talented adventurers to eradicate extra-powered vermin. Confidentiality is a must. 50 GP. The flyers were posted in several inns and outposts in the area on very fine stationery, suggesting that whoever put this out is very well-to-do. Your assumptions are confirmed as two figures approach on horseback, both draped in black velvet coats with purple and gold trim. The horses are impeccably groomed, and somehow the dust on the ground doesn't sully their boots as they dismount. They are of equal height, but one holds himself taller than the other, and looks down his nose at the rest of you. It's the slightly hunched one that speaks, and he says, "Oh, thank you for answering our call. I'm Alfarius, and this is my brother, Advarian. Our home has a sudden magic monster problem, and we don't exactly have the skills to dispose of them. So we left in a bit of a rush, and Lord knows how our house looks right now."
Kind of magical monsters.
Not good ones. I mean, is there any sort of good monster? I just say magical, so you know you're in for a little bit more than just your standard rats and vermin.
Right, but you don't need to understand, I've been there before. If I'm in an enclosed space with something, I kind of want to know what I'm up against. I mean, 50 gold is nice, but that's not worth my life.
And he kind of thinks about it. And when you say, so the one that was talking to you, he's kind of trying to, rack his brain to, remember, because, he hauled ass out of there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said 50 gold is not worth my life, the other one kind of goes, as if he doesn't believe that that's a valid complaint. But Al goes, well, creepy. And that's it.
Well, creepy.
Okay, what keyed you off to leave?
I'm sorry?
What keyed you off to leave?
Well, my brother said that there has been an infestation of some sort, and typically we would call someone to take care of it. But he said that we had to leave quick, so we left quickly.
Where's he? Wait, okay. Well, then what's the infestation?
I'm sorry.
What did he see?
The other one, the snooty one, he doesn't seem to like really want to give you the time of day, and Al is the mouthpiece for him, and he's like just bad things.
Okay, so that's him speaking, right?
Al, yeah, sorry.
Alright, bad things was Al. The snooty one's the other one.
Yeah.
So I'm addressing the snooty one. Okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit more about what you know, because it'll help me take care of your problem.
And he just looks to Al immediately, and Al's like, "Listen, he's not going to answer anything. Is there?"
How long is this posting though? How long have you been trying to get help?
A couple days now. We've been
days.
sitting in a hotel, just waiting for someone to answer, and not just someone who's just looking to waste our time for quick
Right.
cash.
Totally understand. You're not really going to help us with information, obviously, at this point. You up it up to 75 gold?
Yeah.
I
He
could
just
see myself
straight
doing
up yes.
Oh, well, I should have
Okay,
gone higher.
wait. Is that 75 gold total or
Each.
75 gold each?
Yeah.
And he just says straight up yes to 75.
So
gold
you're
each.
you're pretty flexible on the price. Then you just instantly raise the price, eh?
He did. But when he says yes immediately, like the other one like gives him a glare, and that's it.
75 gold, and you fix your attitude.
And Al laughs at that a little, and he goes, "I can't promise that.
How do I know you're going to keep up your end of the bargain?
Would you like half in front,
I
half
just
down, up front?
Yes.
All right. What's 75 divided by 2? No.
37.5.
So you get some silver pieces.
Maybe we just round it up to. I don't want to keep silver in my pocket if I don't want to. I don't like carrying change.
We'll round it down. We'll round it up for the other
I'll
two.
take his.
All right. And also,
Mm-hmm.
I want 0 liability for what happens in there.
And as soon as you say that, the other one actually turns to you. He goes, "Don't steal our shit."
Whoa,
And
whoa,
that's-
whoa,
and then he
whoa,
kinda
whoa.
just does
That is really classist.
He doesn't care, and Al's just like, "Listen, we got nice stuff in there, so."
You don't know me, bud. You don't know anything about me. You just
I
know
don't.
that you need help, and I'm capable of doing that job. So
And-
He doesn't know you're capable. I don't even know if you are.
Yeah.
well, very funny. Well, regardless, you just took our higher rate, so you're desperate.
You're not wrong. And he's clearly not the negotiator out of the two of them. So he goes into his backpack and pulls out a poorly drawn map and hands it to the three of you. And he goes, "This is the layout of our home. I don't know how many or where. All I ask is that you go through each room and make sure that there's no monsters. If you're able to find some sort of place where they're coming from and, get rid of that, that would be ideal." And he gives you the name of a nearby inn that's super fancy to meet them once the job is done.
And there's no way you can help us prepare for this.
No.
Are any of these doors locked? Anything that any obstacles that we should know about beforehand?
The basement, that lock hasn't been working for a very long time. But, if we can't get in, I can't imagine any of the vermin can get in. But everything else should be...
I mean,
But everything else is unlocked.
should we put this here?
And in that vein, he does also hand you a key to like the front
It's not
door.
gonna reveal
No.
that. That's okay.
Sorry, viewers. Take
what
our word
happened?
for it. No, it's not really the best view to see this.
Oh no, that's fine. I plan on uploading it on the blog that you're not allowed to look at.
Oh, right.
So, which by the way, ddmstreamcity.wordpress.com is where you can find everything they're not allowed to look at.
Okay, all 6 viewers, I hope you got that.
And also, right now, it says we're streaming Lego We will not be streaming Lego today.
Sorry,
Just to let you
guys.
know.
And guys.
Um, Lego Harry
We'll get
Potter.
that part sorted out later. We just we want to get this started right at 2.
Yeah, please don't add us.
Excuse me, I was ready for Lego Harry Potter, and I don't see one fucking spell here. Anyway.
We might later.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, there might be spells,
So
Okay,
he
well,
does,
let's get back in the game.
he does give you a key to the front door, but besides that, he says all the doors should be open, except for the basement, which has not been working for a very long time.
Cool.
Okay, what do you mean by the basement wasn't working?
I mean, the lock
The
is
lock.
kind of just frozen, so we
Okay.
haven't just used the basement.
Literally frozen?
Let it
Like,
go.
you're the worst. No, and he actually, he, squints and he's like, it was about, I don't know, 2.5 years ago, it just stopped.
And you don't
working.
think this is associated at all with your current problems, eh?
I mean, the current problems are about a week old, and the basement door is 2.5 years old.
Okay, so can I go down there if I'm able to open the door?
If you try really hard,
Can we get a little
Yes.
extra money for fixing that problem
no.
if we do it?
Where did we land on the whole no liability thing?
And he's just like,
You can't hear.
if you are able to keep our things unscathed, I will personally give you an extra 20 GP.
Okay, I'm just saying, you give us no guarantee what we're going to see in there.
Or
I
you're
can't
gonna
give you.
personally give him 20?
I mean,
Well,
that's
he's
some
the
great
one that asked.
incentive. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you can't guarantee what we're going to find in there, I can't guarantee we're not going to get tousled around or tossle something else
Well,
around.
yes.
That's all I'm
However, I know that, and he's clearly trying to find a not offensive word. Less rich folk tend to not be as kind to rich folk and maybe want to break our things or jostle things around just because we have things that are nice.
You know, I come from a very, very decent family. I come from a hardworking farmer, and I have
Yes.
worked my hands raw on the farm.
Yes.
I come from a
Okay,
decent,
fine.
decent.
I knock over your water bottle while trying to okay, I don't think we need your life story right now.
Well, I was going into a monologue, but thank you enough.
So yeah, we'll hit up that inn.
Okay. And
We'll meet you at the inn.
This is going to turn into a
That's
battle against the 1%.
And Al turns to leave, and he mounts his horse. Advarian starts to do it, and he looks back at you, and he goes, "Seriously, don't take our shit." And then he hops on his horse and goes on his way.
God, why do they think I'm a thief?
Well, they don't really talk like nobles, do they?
Well,
Swear.
that's because I don't talk like a noble, and I don't have my A game going.
That was
with
in
character
That was
voices.
in character. That was not a criticism. Anyways.
Excuse me, please don't take our shit.
Anyways, do we want to describe ourselves as we start heading down to this house?
Yeah, you would have gotten a map how to get there.
Cool.
And also do a history check.
All of us are just
Whoever feels like maybe really useful.
16 history. That is 19.
All right. You are able to, as you start walking there and you're looking at the map, it kind of the gears start turning. And you realize that they're the 4th generation running a very profitable investment company. And the parents who were running it before them died when the meteor hit.
God, the worst. So essentially, they're Batman. The worst.
Okay, so let's
Yeah, sure. All right.
Are we saying this to each other, or are we just...
I'm just gonna do it in third person, actually,
Okay.
if that's alright with you, because that's how I wrote it. Most people affected by the impact were changed immensely, but Bogrist's transformation stands apart from most. After being left for dead in the marshes surrounding his home, Bogrist found himself imbued with abilities beyond his comprehension. He could control the plants and the earth around him. Moreover, this change manifested outwardly as well. His skin now resembles a dark green lichen, his hair moss, cockspur vines are curled around his body, and the roots of a strangler fig cover his head. Here and there, fern leaves or the odd water lily flowers sprout. What at first glance appears to be sun-dried mud is, upon closer inspection, bark from the black mangrove, and this covers his shoulders, forearms, thighs, calves, and chest, much like armor. His voice is reminiscent of a low, howling wind, punctuated by consonants that pop like snapping branches. Reactions to his appearance have caused Bogris to remove himself from society, and remains cautious and untrusting of strangers and non-magic folk.
Wonderful.
So wait, what's your race again?
Half-elf.
Half elf. Okay. Is this the green skin? I thought. Wait, is he half orc? Did I hear that wrong?
We're
before?
2.5 men.
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
The word.
Oh, yeah.
Leave.
Yeah, well, that was beautiful. I don't have anything. I have 3 things written down that I'm hoping to touch on in this
Yup.
little spiel.
I'm actually I'm putting a character like little page for, and like you two gave me like good stuff, and then I just got, he's a thief that was raised in some sort of like Catholic church or something.
Yeah, ye old fantasy Catholic Church. No, so Franz Kundera was orphaned at a very young age. His mom died during his childbirth, and his dad, quickly succumbing into depression, alcoholism, and debt, left him at an orphanage. He grew up there, very malnourished, underfed, and so he quickly learned the art of sneaking and thieving to get extra food. One time, somebody caught him, what I'm going to refer to as ye old fantasy nun, and stabbed him in his hand. Now, he should have learned his lesson. He didn't, so he just learned not to get caught. He quickly, after that, fled the orphanage and joined a bunch of child gangs on the street and the mean streets of Taizao until he was initiated
Like
into
Oliver Twist.
Yeah, it's very Oliver Twisty. Into the not-so-premier Thieves Guild, the Five Fingers. At the moment of impact, they quickly realized that in an ensuing chaos that they could exploit the situation, and went pillaging. He is around 16, 17. Age is a little murky because he was abandoned. He kind of is like the James Franco character from Freaks and Geeks, but he's not quite as attractive. He looks more like Paul Dano.
Burn, Paul Dano.
God damn it.
Well, Paul,
That was
If
the
you're
real
watching, I'm
impact.
sorry.
I like Paul Dano. I like Paul Dano. Leave Paul Dano.
Why do you think he looks like him?
Alright. Maggie is a human female. Normal height. Nothing too
Fancy.
nothing too fancy in terms of her height. She's got red curly hair. It's kind of long, probably past her shoulders. She's wearing like kind of traditional armor with like a cloak that's maybe like a light shade of gray, and she's got freckles and stuff like that. Which would be characteristic of somebody who you like looking at her. You tell she's a foreigner not from around these parts, probably from Gyo, which is up north on the map. So that would be like my general gist. And as for where she comes from or whatever, well, we'll figure that out as we go along.
Where are we now? Where are we headed? To the end?
I'm sorry.
What city state are we in?
You are in yeah.
Okay.
More specifically Dorking,
Oh.
which is named after a town in England where whenever I would visit my friend, it was, "You're now on the train to Dorking," and I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Burn Dorking.
Can we access that map again?
Yes. Just don't scroll all the way down because
Okay.
I do have campaign notes that I forgot to take out.
All right.
But after today, you will be more
Cool.
than welcome to use that for your reference.
I'll go blind today
But
because
yes.
I will scroll down. I can't trust myself.
Terrible. I mean, it's just the campaign notes for the session 0 that we did for practice.
Yeah, we
All
did stuff
right.
beforehand.
Okay.
We did, and it's also on the blog.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you arrive at a large estate with a gold-plated gate guarding the winding pathway up to the main entrance. The double doors are open, and even from afar, you can tell that they are far too heavy for any wind to push them open like this.
Are we at the mansion?
Yes, you are.
I thought we were going to meet them at the inn to get more
No,
information.
we meet them at the inn after
After.
we're done.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't paying attention. They were rude.
Oh, actually, point of order before we continue. Do we how well do we know each other before this, or we just all went to, or did we just go to the poster?
You just went to the.
For some reason, I feel like I
Do we
know
want
you,
to
sort
talk
of.
at all on the?
But you
on
are
the walk
welcome
over?
to. Yeah, you're welcome to talk on the walk.
Okay, so where are y'all from?
From the capital.
Oh,
Yeah.
the capital of Taizhou? Or
Yeah.
Valencia?
Taizhou.
Okay.
I'm never gonna get that pronunciation right.
I'm from the Taizhouian, the wetlands of Taizhou,
Okay.
south
Oh.
of the capital.
Okay. I'm from Gyo.
What's Gil like?
Gyo is, it's a place. It's, just
We're
like,
also at a place.
It's just like all the other places. Well, there's not much unique about it. Just there's farmers there like there are here. There's swamps there like there are there. It's a little colder, but otherwise, that's good.
Do they farm the same stuff?
Well, mostly, not entirely.
Good talk, guys.
All right,
Right? Wonderful. I see the character relationships bubbling. It's gonna be wonderful.
Okay. Anyways,
We'll
so,
bond through action.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm taking your accent.
Oh yeah.
It's hard not to when you're over there.
Anyways, I'm gonna go through the gate.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, before we enter, I want to
Uh-huh.
cast detect magic,
Okay.
so we know what we're
what-
walking into.
Okay, so if this, do y'all have miniatures or
I have a
any?
miniature.
God damn it!
Ah.
If that wait,
Oh, sorry.
not so fast. Okay, if this is the gate to get into the mansion,
Okay.
and then this is the pathway. It's supposed to be windy, but guess what? I didn't wind it.
Oh, hey, my friend Victor's watching.
Hi Victor.
Hi, Victor. And 7 other people.
Hi 7 other people.
You should all get to know each other in the chat.
By
Yes.
the way, somebody quoted your ye old Catholic
Yeah.
Church, but I had to refresh the page, so that's gone. And then somebody who is, I think, part of the community that does serious play said that it's still in Lego, and so
Oh,
they
okay.
didn't get the memo. So then I just typed that we know it's the wrong game.
Yeah, again, we're not. If you still think we're gonna get to it, we're not.
We're not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy, says Bink Top.
It's a different kind of fantasy world.
Y'all. All
I
right.
don't know
So.
how you want me to read this when it's happening, but Play Scholar says hi. That's Play Scholar.
Hello.
That's the name of the person. I refreshed the page, so I lost all the comments.
All right. So, gate. You can walk through. Winding pathway.
That is
Open
okay.
double doors.
Oh, it's open?
Oh, it's
Yes. Oh yeah. You want me to reread that?
Yes.
Or I got
I got it. No,
sassed?
don't reread it. No, you can reread it if you want.
Okay. You arrive at a large estate with gold-plated gates guarding the winding pathway up to the main entrance. The double doors are open, and even from afar, you can tell that they are far too heavy for any wind to push them open like this.
Oh man,
Ooh.
these guys don't even close their doors when they leave.
So I'm actually gonna wait to cast detect magic until we get to the doors.
Okay. So
I think. Right?
let's move that miniature. All right. Cast attack magic. How far is the range?
30 feet around me.
Okay. With that, you feel something magical to the left. Read out the effect.
Can we be
I
following behind him?
You can.
Also,
Yes,
isn't he supposed
since-
to roll for this?
What? No,
not
detect magic.
Detect magic's just a thing.
Oh, I thought that was just a thing like you established.
But you. What level spell is it?
level 1.
Okay. So I am introducing a mechanic because magic is so
Oh,
new
yeah.
and there's not that much to learn from. Anyone that casts a spell of a certain level at this point, because they're level 1, it's going to be cantrips and level 1 spells. Once they become level 2, it'll just be on level 1 spells and not cantrips.
Sorry.
Mute me. I don't want to hear me. Anyway.
That's not what you sound like.
Maybe
What is going on?
Rude.
Boom.
But anyway,
Advertisement.
they're going to have to roll a d12
Gymface.gif.
to see whether or not it's going to work better, worse, or the same as explained in the rulebook. So please roll a d12.
Oh, D12.
Yep.
8.
8. So 4 to 9 will result in something normal, so it's just as the rulebook explains. So 30 feet, please explain the spell effect.
If I sense magic in this way, I can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and I learn its school of magic.
Okay. So I'm going to say there's not going to be schools of magic necessarily
Okay.
yet because you won't have the name
Sure.
at this point. But you see a faint aura around the lock to the door to your left immediately as you from where you would enter. And you could tell that it's not a dark magic. It's a like you don't get a
Like an
dark sense from
elemental?
it. I wouldn't say elemental. The feel
Okay.
that you get is that it was just sort of it's transmutation. Like
Okay.
fuck it,
All
it's
right.
transmutation.
It's
Anyway.
not undead, or
Yes.
okay.
All right. So you're at the since you're pretty much at the doorway. As you enter the mansion, the leaves that blown in crunch beneath your feet. The ground floor is quite spacious and open. You see most of the passages to the house from here, and it's almost as if you know where everything is without even needing to look at the floor plan. The architect was a true genius. Despite its minimalist look and the abandoned state, it is still elegant and sleek. White marble pillars stretch up to the ceiling, where at its center a chandelier sways very slowly and almost unnoticeably, as many candles have been snuffed out.
Schwanky.
What do you do?
The architect was genius.
Okay, so
And actually, I want to redo
You want to move this back?
Yeah. So pretty much, I'm going to make. Can you move your miniatures to the outside of the floor plan? And we're going to make this whole thing. The floor.
Shade goblins or whatever, right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, sorry.
Okay. So we're like here is like Chandelier Land. Well,
There we go.
Those
like
are the
where-
columns?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no,
thank you,
sorry.
Play Scholar.
What?
He changed it to Dungeons and
Oh,
Dragons.
the best. These are pillars over here. These are stairs. Okay, so the chandelier is up above here.
Those are these stairs?
Yes.
Okay.
And then this is the glowy lock. This
It glows.
is what?
Oh, the
Well,
this
for
segment.
for him it does.
Okay.
And then there's hallways and there's rooms down here.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then
So like we'll just be here
Yep.
at the doors.
Yep.
Well,
So what do you do?
I'm gonna go mess with that lock.
The one to go downstairs.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Since I know there's monsters about, I just want to try to do a cursory glance, kind of try to see if I see any.
Yeah.
You could do a perception check or
Okay.
an
let's do that.
investigation.
I would kind of want to do. I want to see if like there's like pathways that a monster has gone down. I think I'm gonna stay in accent the whole time. It's hard to switch between them. Okay, so I'd like to check. If I can see any evidence of monsters or anything like that.
Mm.
So
Okay.
is that investigate? Would you say
Well,
that is?
I think perception first, and then you investigate what you see.
Okay. Okay, so that's just a 10 on the perception check.
Okay. With a 10, you notice two things. You see that the chandelier is kind of like deteriorating, so it's probably seen better days. So it's probably not going to hold up for a very long time. And you hear faint footsteps upstairs, and you also just kind of like get a weird feeling even here as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna go open up that lock.
You could try.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him and keep an eye out.
That is going to
Yeah, I'll
be
keep an eye out, too.
22.
Can you explain how you attempt to open the lock?
I'm taking out my thieves' tools,
Okay.
and I'm going to basically take a thin screwdriver in it with a
Okay. Can you do a perception check?
yes. That's going to be a 13.
13. You notice that as you're putting the tools inside the lock, it's almost like eating it or like absorbing it and like making it part of the lock. So if you want to keep your thieves' tools, you have to do a dex save to pull it
Okay.
out before it becomes the lock.
Well, that's a 17
Okay.
plus.
You passed it. You're
22.
fine.
Yeah.
You keep your thieves' tools unscathed.
I kicked the lock.
You get it? you get
Your
it.
leg becomes stuck.
No,
Do
I'm
a
just
dex
like,
check.
So I turn like, oh, you get the lock there?
not quite. If it had not been magical, I probably would have. I heard some
Oh.
clicky sounds.
You're able to. Do I know that he detected magic? Did you tell us that you're doing that?
Yeah, I would have said.
Okay.
I
Oh,
would have
does
had
it
to do
look
like a-
magical to you?
It's definitely magical to. Yeah.
I could
Oh,
definitely
but I-
tell you what's
I don't-
magical.
I don't know what kind. I'm not smart enough.
The
to know that.
anti-thieving kind.
Yeah.
Maybe though. Maybe we can investigate, find some of these magical creatures, and maybe their magic has a key
Oh.
to unlocking this.
Oh, okay. I don't know how magic works too well, but
Yeah.
so we gotta.
It's magic.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So we gotta clear out all these rooms, eh?
Yeah, I think we should stay on the first floor and clear it, and then move upstairs.
Okay.
I feel like,
Maybe just move to the kitchen.
yeah, we're quite near it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start approaching the kitchen. I'll take out my sword and shield.
Okay.
I don't know what's wrong.
have
Who's
a shield and a
who's
club,
opening
by the
the door to the kitchen?
Well, I'll open it.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do like one of these like not like I'm just gonna waltz in like I'm making a sandwich. You know?
Okay, make a dex check with advantage.
Okay. Advantage. Okay, that's 18.
Okay, there was nothing there, but you were ready. You enter the kitchen. You enter the kitchen, and it's fairly well stocked from what you can see. There's a cabinet that's open just enough for you to see that it's stocked with food with very ornate packaging. It seems to be a normal kitchen. The one thing of interest is the walk-in freezer, something you've only heard of in large warehouses up north, where it's naturally cold. You've never seen one in residential use, so these two are clearly upper 1% material.
Well, do we have to check the freezer there?
I mean,
Might as well. Right?
that was part of the deal.
Okay, so let's go check it.
Did they specifically say the freezer?
They said check all the rooms.
Oh, right.
So
Let's check this freezer.
it is a room-like space.
Does the freezer open out or in?
It opens out.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanna
You
open
get a
it.
little burst
Ooh, it's
of
chilly.
burst of
we
cold
open
air.
it. Okay.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Well, that is going to be an 11.
Okay.
I need to make it.
Yeah, it's not much better. It's in fact the same.
Okay. Are you?
Oh, we all can make them?
Mhm.
I assume that.
I mean, you all have eyes. I assume.
Oh, okay, that's an 11.
It's very
Jesus
Or
Christ.
10.
frosty.
That's a 10.
So
hard
from
to
where
see
you
in there.
stand, it's all still. There's like hanging meat hooks with stuff, like boars and just like animals hanging up there. So it's from where you stand, from what you see, looks okay. You don't see any movement.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's shut this.
Yep.
And go to another room then.
Yeah.
Fancy. Okay. Just want to go across the hall to the dining room, or you guys want to check Al's office and then house supplies first?
Or we're gonna go in a circle around the
Let's
downstairs.
go clockwise.
Okay, so
Al's
Okay.
office.
Al's office.
Okay, tell me how you get there.
Walking?
Well, I mean, like,
I'll take
What-
I'll take the lead throughout all of these.
okay.
What is your
who's-
armor? What are you wearing?
Well, I just got. Are you asking in character?
Who's,
or are
in
you
the middle
asking
and
I'm
who's
what
that?
asking you. That's
Yeah.
me. I'm asking you.
Okay, so you
and I was about to
see.
say, like, did you want
You
to be
see
here
underneath
or
my
behind?
cloak just
I'll
some
behind
leather armor, nothing too fancy.
Okay.
All right. As you all pass through here, give me 1 second. What's your passive perception?
My passive perception, and that's just
11.
without modifier. It's
Yeah, it's just 10 plus your modifier.
13 then.
Oh my god. All right. These are very unstealthy ass monsters that were really, really trying to have a surprise attack on you. But you hear the chandelier creak and look up as these two severed, rotting claws just leap up and attempt to just like face you, like a
Just the claws, or is there an animal attached?
It's like Adam's family.
'Cause-
It looks like this.
Oh, very Adam's
okay, so it's
family.
Adam's family.
That's the
Okay.
thing.
I'd like everyone to
Thing
please
from the
roll
chandelier.
initiative.
That's gonna be a 5.
That's gonna
Oh,
be a
boy.
16.
Okay, 1 second.
How do you?
Let's say nat 1, everybody.
How do you do that?
Hey,
Roll a
initiative rolls are the
D20,
only
add your
where,
dex.
Nat 1 isn't bad, you know?
know.
Oh yeah, mine's an 8.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta roll. I don't know.
That worked. It was a surprise
Oh
attack.
my god. Alright, put this in dice prison.
No, I want you to keep rolling that one.
No. I'm gonna call them left and right because I have no other way to
We
distinguish.
call them lefty and right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. First up, one second. Let me get a little. Okay. So left lands right here, and then right is. He's gonna stand here actually.
Okay.
So first up is Mags, or is that Mags?
Mags or Maggie. Okay, so is the one in front of me, am I engaged with it? Or can I move over and attack the other one without
It hasn't made an attack yet. I would say probably not engaged at this moment.
Okay, so I'm gonna, so I kind of look to my left and right, and I turn, and I move towards the other one, and I'm gonna just try to make a cut at it with my short sword.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Left, right? What did I
Oh,
say?
my right, so the D12. The D12. So
Okay.
I'm moving away. I want to kind of gang up on the one that's,
Okay.
that we're all closer to, rather than trying to engage this one by myself.
Yeah, give me that sneak attack.
Okay, so that's a 21 to hit.
That hits him.
So that'll be a D6 plus 2. That's 6 damage.
Okay.
I to get a good slash in. Maybe I cut off one of those fingers.
You cut off all the fingers.
Oh, okay.
These are not. Make a perception check.
Me? Okay, that's a natural 1, so I don't see anything. I close my
You-
eyes as I start cutting the sword.
It might be playing dead. You're not sure. Anyway, it is Left's turn. Who sees you attack its buddy.
You can see.
It senses that you attack its buddy.
It's called.
It perceives it.
And
Well, it's got blind sense there.
it's dead. I don't want any of you attacking it. But Mags
Okay.
is still not sure whether or not it's playing dead or not.
Okay, so
So
Like that, trying
Lefty
to back. Good
goes
job.
and makes an attack. Let me find a new d20. Rolls a nat 1.
okay, so it.
Is it
Yeah.
one of the
So I push it off with my shield, and I say, "Oh, nice try there."
Yeah, that's not gonna
It
happen.
didn't even feel like if I hadn't had my shield, like it would have done anything.
Yeah. It broke its fingernail, and
Ooh.
it had just gotten
To
it
the
done.
quick.
They looked nice, and
Oh,
now
that
it's chipped.
manicure is gone there, fella.
Yep.
Shouldn't spend too much on
Next up
shellac.
is Boggy.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to cast Thorn Whip, but I don't know if I need to move yet. Who's the gray?
That's me.
Yeah, so maybe I'll move out this way for line of sight.
Behind the marble pillar. That's what that X is, right?
Yeah,
thought that was
well,
chandelier.
No, that's the
Oh,
chandelier.
that's the chandelier. Okay, okay. The marble pillars,
yeah.
are they marked?
It's like
Oh,
these things
I'll
here.
start-
Oh,
Turn into
okay.
Phantom of the Opera.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, and then I'll cast Thorn Whip,
Okay.
which is a cantrip. I'll roll
Yep.
my D12 to 10.
Well, okay, so it's if you hit, it's going to work better than normal. So you're gonna have to do it's a ranged attack.
So
Is it not?
you gotta roll a d20 to hit.
Yep.
It is a melee attack, a melee spell,
Oh, then you have to be right. Oh, but.
but it has a range of 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So,
you still have to you still have to roll for a hit.
yeah.
Okay. A D6,
The D20.
D20.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Oh yes. 16.
Okay.
Plus your wisdom
so
modifier.
here's what it still
19.
hits.
And your
based-
proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So
21.
So, you can either choose to do an extra D4 of damage or pick an extra added effect that you think would make your life better.
we can't control it. Do
In
you really get
this.
to pick the extra effect, or do you just?
Well, when you
pick-
get, I mean, if I have a good idea, I'll pick it.
Okay.
But like, when you roll
Yeah.
a 10, it just happens to work a bit better.
I'll do I'll just do the D4 because
Okay.
I don't know what I was choosing, and I'm glad I did. 4 total.
All right. That still does it. And you could tell that these are some weak ass monsters, and if these two.
You basic.
Yeah. So, yeah, you totally demolish this one, and unlike Mag, you know that this one is dead. So it just kind of flops to the floor, but it's still tangled up in your thorn whip. So, are you going to, like, just let it go and leave it on the floor, or are you going to try and, like, just peel this, like, dead, rotting hand
thorn
out
I'm
of
whip-
it?
gonna I'm gonna give it
Creates,
a I'll get a
right.
and it'll unroll.
Okay.
Are we out of
Hopefully.
combat here?
You are out of
I
combat.
stab the hand.
Because he knows I'm coming.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure.
Got to double tap. All right.
Cool, job's done.
Okay, well, something tells me this might not be all that, all the creatures that are around here.
Okay. Well, one thing we should probably be conscious of is these things are going to try to... They know we're here, so we should, like, be sneaky to not give our...
Wait, if they know we're here, then it shouldn't matter if we're sneaky or not.
Well, then they won't know exactly where we are.
Okay.
Thieving 101.
Do they know we're here? I mean, do we make much of a ruckus killing these things? Not really.
Yeah, but they knew we were here.
Oh, but they were hanging out up on the chandelier. I mean, if there's a monster upstairs, it might not know we're here yet.
Okay, you can live in ignorance, sir.
I'm not living in ignorance. I'm just saying that we don't know where they are. Okay, let's go to the office.
Whose are you going to?
Al's.
We're doing a clockwise.
Okay. Let me scroll down. You enter something that you know should be an office, but it looks more like a room where a paper bomb went off. Books are strewn about everywhere, and loose sheets of paper are pinned up to the walls or scattered about the floor. It's probable that there was some order to this once, but the breeze from the open window must have made a mess of what little organization existed beforehand.
Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, my gut instinct said like it was like a wild like Pepe Sylvia kind of if you know it's something a Philadelphia thing, but it's not that.
Yeah.
It's just like everything's messy. It's not like messy with an organized purpose.
I mean,
Like it's
do
been
a,
ransacked?
do a perception check. Or an investigation.
We'll do investigation. That's
Yeah.
21.
Alright, you could tell that there definitely was some order to it. Not like a,
Order to the chaos.
yeah.
Okay, I want to start leafing through and kind of trying to get glean any information.
Yeah, you're gonna get some with a 21. So you find a couple of sheets of paper with notes on using magic to make fruit and vegetables riper quicker, something I wish I had for my not banana and peanut butter sandwich
That'd be
today.
nice for avocados.
I know! That's actually, I had an unripe or not, pretty much an avocado that wasn't ready, and I was like, I wish I could make this.
There's
Ready.
a trick involving a paper bag. Could someone look that up? What's the avocado trick with a paper bag? What do you have to put in that?
Put it in an oven at like 150.
I don't have
Like-
an oven.
That doesn't sound right.
I don't. Anyway.
Okay, not about avocados. I found a secret recipe for magic in the fruits.
And then you find a couple of journal entries just talking about how his brother is drifting apart and spending more longer nights in his office.
Okay.
So Al was the nice one and Ed was the
Shitty
asshole?
one. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Can I see if there's anything
Well-
valuable in here?
You can.
I'm watching him. If it's,
Are you trying to stealth?
Well,
I mean,
are you
if you wanted to stealth.
casing the room?
I just want to know if there's anything valuable in here.
Okay.
So, yeah,
like if
sounds
it
like
looks
it's
like he's casing the room, I'm watching him pretty closely. Otherwise, I'm not. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
if you wanted the stealth roll, that's going to be 16.
Okay. Do a perception check
Okay.
on him.
Not high enough. That's
Okay.
only a 12.
So, Mags will not
11.
notice. So why don't you do a...
Investigation.
I do not care.
That's going to be a 15? Sorry, 17.
I mean, there's not a lot of things that you can tell are worth, like, oh man, I hit the gold mine here. But there's a couple of, like, fancy paperweights and really nice fountain pens that you could probably, like, if you snatched them, like, a couple of GP each.
Okay. Okay.
I'd say about, like, 15 all in all if you wanted to grab them.
Do I know he's watching me trying to case the room?
Do a perception check.
Perception check.
That's a 19 plus...
Yeah.
My perception.
Are you trying to stealth your perception?
It's 26.
I didn't know if I should.
It's 26.
I'm
so
not. I'm
good
not
luck.
hiding it. I'm not hiding it.
It's turning into
I actually had a high
perception.
roll, but not 26 high.
Perception, inception. Did you say that?
So
Yeah.
I know he knows that he was trying to see if I was casing. This is really complex.
I know.
Cool.
Do
You're
I
doing
know
more
that
perception
he
checks on
knows-
shit that doesn't matter.
Do I know
It
that
does
he
matter.
knows that I was watching him?
Nobody knows. Do you know what you
No, we made eye contact.
Okay. But his stealth roll was good enough to, like, where you didn't notice if he, like, took it because he rolled, like, a 19 when you had, or a 16 when you had a lower
Okay.
one.
So next roommate,
Yeah.
Next room.
Which will be...
House supplies.
house supplies.
Alright, there's house supplies.
Cool. Moving on to
okay.
Ed's office.
I mean, if you want...
Of lies.
We were told to do every room.
Yep,
so
you
we're gonna
can.
we're gonna do the job to the specifications of the employer.
Pretty much, I wrote up stuff for like all the rooms that I cared about, but then I wanted the map to be symmetrical, and I was like,
Oh.
shit, I gotta come up with another room.
Cool.
But yeah, it's house supplies.
Anybody
Alright,
want a mop?
So we head over to Ed's
I think
office.
I think we should sneakily look up the stairs to make sure nothing's going to jump out at
I'll
us.
do that.
Okay,
Cool.
do a
With my
perception check.
farm boy demeanor. Do you want stealth roll or perception roll?
Are you going up the stairs trying to like not be noticed?
Yes.
Or are
Okay.
you just looking up the stairs?
Just look up the stairs. Let's
Okay.
not go
Okay.
upstairs yet.
That is going to be an 18.
On the stealth or
nothing.
the perception?
Perception.
You're a skill monkey. You get really high perception.
Gotta love expertise, man.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't see anything. You don't really like notice anything that's like looking to get you, but you could definitely tell that something's upstairs. Like you see like little like scuffle marks
Okay.
like in the because there's a little bit of dust because
Okay.
it's been a few days. So you see kind of like just a little like dust break in the dust, sort of.
Does it look like a footprint or what is it?
Yeah, 'cause
It
there's some
looks
legs
like
running around here somewhere.
there's definitely like a heavy footprint mark, but it doesn't look like a human footprint.
Okay.
And there's like a little like draggy behind it. Like,
Yeah.
but not like
okay.
heavy, like a cloak or something like that.
Okay, guys, we're dealing with Count Dooku. No. We're doing something that's not maybe entirely human.
You
So,
don't think.
Just, I'm letting you know what I saw, so I
The
do
hands.
think.
How big were the hands? They were like human sized, right? Half
Yeah,
size,
maybe or just like slightly bigger, like
Okay.
Yowie hands.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well let's go check the that other office in the
Alright.
dining room
Yeah, let's
before we
check
head
the
upstairs.
big office.
Do you think we should just go up now? We might get sneaked up on by that.
I think we should clear the first so that our
Yeah,
route of
there's
escape
something
isn't
closed
off.
upstairs, and
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it's
I
right
like
now.
that, Boggs. You're a
Yeah.
smart guy. What Boggy Boggs?
Bogs.
Okay.
That's what the locals call me.
Okay, the
Bogris.
locals.
The Bogrises.
But,
my real name.
okay, locals.
Not these locals. The locals from back home.
Okay,
The people.
they like you there.
I don't like them.
They don't like me.
While they're talking, I'm just going to Ed's office.
Okay.
I mean, we were talking about walking. We can do that. I don't know if you can.
I can't. I can't. Okay.
Although, this is what you get when you walk into Ed's office. Although Ed is the older and more calculating brother, his office surprisingly lacks the work one would anticipate when he claims that he runs the majority of the business. There's a lone bookshelf behind a well-organized desk, and a small stack of papers with a pewter dragon figurine weighing them down. There's a very thin layer of dust. It hasn't been used in at least a few days. There's a glass case above the far wall housing what looks to be a decorative machete, probably because he had to spruce off the office somehow.
Did you say that out loud?
Nope, that was not character.
Okay. Is there any closets or anything in here?
No, just the bookshelf, a desk, and the machete, and the pewter dragon.
Can I just make like an insight check or something to see how like valuable that machete is?
Yeah, you can. How long does, Detect Magic work for?
I don't think it says actually. It might just be instantaneous.
It's. I think it's 10 minutes.
Maybe. That sounds
And
right.
it's only 30 feet though, right?
Yeah.
But the office is.
10 minutes.
Okay, that sword is glowing.
And I roll a 10. Sorry.
I mean, if Boggs wants to share it, it looks nice, it looks fancy, it looks like it's worth something.
Yeah, I'll tell you that it's magic.
Am I attracted to it at all?
Are you, like, into swords?
Not like sexually attracted. Like, you know, like does my magical
It's
background.
not that great, but it has a good personality.
Does my magical background kind of preclude
Gym-faced, I
me
guess.
kind of looking at this
Oh.
sword and being like, that's something that would be up my alley? You know? What I
Okay.
mean?
It's not the kind of magic that, like, really, like, you don't feel, like, a sense that,
Okay.
like...
Okay, guys, hear me out. Hear me out. Just hear me out. I think we should get that machete. Based off what Gold Boggsy said. I think we should,
Bogs.
What, use it to take out the monsters upstairs?
or at least get it out of the house.
Why?
Like, it's what? Do you know what kind of magic this is?
It's probably not undead.
Okay, it's not undead, which is great news. We have to get rid of the magical presence and infestation in this house. That is magical. We should at least bring it to them.
I think we should take it. It might help us kill whatever's in here.
Swords?
I have a rapier.
You have a rapier.
It's stowed if that helps.
Okay.
We're not gonna start PvP.
No. I was wondering if he was a sword wielder. That's what I was wondering.
Oh, I am a sword wielder.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But I don't think machete is a finesse weapon, which I would not be interested in. Anyways, I'm gonna go grab the machete.
Okay. It's just like in a shadow box, so you're able to open it up and put it back. Put the stuff back on. Just so you know, there's no machetes in 5e, so I was giving it the same thing as a rapier. So.
Oh, cool! It is a finesse weapon.
It's a rapier, but I'm calling it a machete.
Okay, I grab it.
Yep.
That's
You're going
not
to
a
have to
rapier.
attune to it to know its magical
It takes
effects.
like a day or something.
You would have to spend either a short or a long rest. I'll double check that.
Okay. I'm not gonna do it right now, so you can do
Yeah.
that later. And so, yeah, I have a machete now. So it's rapier 1d8. Okay.
Rapier's D6. Oh no, sorry, scimitar is what I was confusing it with.
Oh.
So my mistake.
That
So
makes more
D6.
sense.
So 1d6.
Seminar makes a lot more sense because one's a
Yes.
slashing and one's a piercing.
Yes.
I was about to say, I'm like, this
Yeah.
is a really nice machete.
No, sorry, my mistake.
And also very skinny and long.
And it's not finesse, it's just whatever the other one is.
Let me look at it.
I think it's going to be finesse, right?
Can I look at that?
I'll
I don't know.
hold it out like this.
So I'm gonna swing it around just a little bit, not at anybody, just kind of.
Short rest.
Sure, it's okay.
I'm just swinging it around, kind of seeing what it feels like.
Feels like a machete.
Okay, so what do you want to do with this?
I'm gonna hold on to it and we'll go from there.
I don't think when they asked us to take out magic stuff that this was what they were thinking about.
We don't know
They
what
didn't give us any help, and
Yeah.
I think we could use any help.
So, this was my idea. I'm gonna hold on to the machete. Thank
And
you.
I kind of shake my head and I'm kind of like, oh brother, like who am I getting involved with here? Okay,
Y'all
so
are so suspicious of the youngin'. Y'all are like Anakin Skywalker here.
I am pretty
This-
indifferent,
this-
honestly. I'm just like, whatever.
oh yeah, I'm not. You
I
know,
can
you
see how
could
this
be
could be
90
helpful.
years old. You're still just taking stuff and casing places.
You don't
Alright.
know. You haven't seen me case anything.
All right. Anything else in
Alright.
Ed's room that we have to... Do we do a perception check?
You did not.
All right, I'll roll one. 15 to 20.
Okay, because I was about to say, like, if no one does a fucking perception check, this is going to take a long time to get the ball
Back in the
rolling.
kitchen. Oh.
Anyway, well, you didn't do a perception roll there anyway. Just saying. So, with your perception check, you see a couple of things of notice. Like, you're just drawn to the bookshelf at first. You're like,
Books.
everything is organized, but this is not right. You see that there's some scuff marks, like semicircular scuff marks in front of it, and one book is just kind of just stuck out a little bit more than the rest of them.
Okay, push that book in.
That's nothing.
Okay, and then I just take it out of the shelf and look
Yeah.
at it.
I'm
Alright.
watching this going.
Sorry.
I tilt it. and I take
Yep.
it out. Okay.
Okay. You step back, and the okay. The bookshelf slowly swings open as you activate the mechanism, revealing a hidden room. The office is very much unlike the tidy and sparse office you were currently in. No, this is the office of a frantic researcher desperately trying to make sense of skills and concepts above their own knowledge. Scraps of notes litter the floor, and dozens of empty ink jars clutter the rubbish bin.
Sounds like my office.
On the opposite wall, there is a large keychain with a single bronze key hanging on it. There is no layer of dust like the office before it, and it becomes clear that this room was put more to use in recent days than the one before it. Oh, by the way, there's a zombie Let's Roll initiative.
Nice.
Let us...
It's gonna be a 12.
You'll be at the bookshelf. We'll be at the door, right?
1 second.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to... Just
got 12.
saying, I don't know how this is going to pan out, but I want to try to grab that key before anybody sees me.
Okay, that will have to...
After
yeah.
the battle. Sure.
What did you roll?
6.
Okay.
13.
Okay, 1 second.
Do I add anything to my 6?
You add your initiative, which is your dex. So
Make that a 7.
Oh boy! Where the fuck is my... There it is. Okay. Okay. Let us just flip this over. Each of these is a square.
Okay.
Zombie.
That's not what squares look like. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
They're the worst. And I'm going to say you are.
Rip Dolores.
Oh, yeah, we're going that way.
Yeah.
We'd be at the
Dolores
door, so
Cranberry,
I think we'd be
I
like 10 more feet back.
Yeah, we're.
Oh, they're at the door of the.
Do we see the
door of the office?
We'd be at whatever the difference between the door of the office
Okay.
and the bookshelf would be.
So do we see the machete? Sorry, not the machete. The key, or
I think only Bog sees it right
Okay.
now. So this is the bookshelf.
Whoever told me there was no zombies here was full of shit, man.
I'm going.
it could be
Did I
conceal
say?
magic.
Did we ever say that?
We said no one dead.
You told me it was. Well,
It was only 30 feet.
All right.
This is more than 30 feet away.
All right.
Just saying. Anyway. Oh,
All right.
and then key, and there's like office shit and blah blah blah. But
Okay.
So, did we get as thorough? We didn't get as thorough a description. We just saw it open, and then we maybe heard the and we've now
Yeah.
turned and we're ready. But somehow you were a little shocked, and I don't know if I'm going before the zombie, but I'm going before Ryan. So.
yeah, you're actually going first again.
Okay, so what's the distance? Can I get to it and hit it?
Well,
5, 10,
yeah.
15, 20. You can get right up to it.
It's undead?
Undead.
Okay, so I instantly key into that, and my eyes go like a little bit wide. I'm gonna move like 10 feet, or I'll move in front of Ryan, and I'm gonna put up my shield, and I'm gonna sacred flame that
Okay.
zombie. Let me pull up. I should have had this up already to make sure. I think he has to make a dex saving throw.
Well, Dex is not its strong suit.
I didn't think so.
No.
No.
Unless your DC is a 2.
No, my DC is a 14.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah, this zombie is getting
thank
flamed.
you. Okay, so that's a D8 of radiant damage.
Okay.
Plus, or does it add my charisma
Yes.
modifier?
I think it adds your whatever your spell thing is, which is your charisma modifier.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. P comes after S,
P
A,
comes after you drink
S,
water.
A. Sacred Flame. Just a D8, or not just a straight D8 for the radiant damage. Okay. That'll be 1 radiant damage.
Okay, but pause. Let's do a D12 and see what goes on.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's an 11.
Okay, you could choose an extra effect or...
D4.
Okay.
That's 4 now damage total.
Okay. You got excited when you said radiant damage, but you shouldn't be as excited because it did exactly that amount of damage. So,
Well, I'm still
Just-
happy.
Yep.
So, like, flames shoot off of like, they don't shoot out of my hand, or do they shoot out of my hand? How does Sacred Flame work? I don't know. I'm gonna shoot flames.
Okay. Have you ever cooked, like, expired chicken?
I've cooked expired beef.
Okay, how does it smell?
Not good.
It smells like that.
Okay.
Alright, next up is Franz. Is that with a Z or an S?
Z.
Good.
Like Franz Kafka.
Awesome.
What do I want to do? How can I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can get right up to it. Okay, I'm going to move up to it.
Okay.
I'm going to hit it.
Well,
Yeah.
you're at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh, I can't move past. I can't move through them. Okay, like, excuse I was going straight. from
5, 10,
that. I was.
Five.
You can move through
10,
allies.
15, 20, 25. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. My mistake.
That's going to be a 9.
Surprisingly, it does hit it.
Okay. I do not have sneak attack, so that is going to be 12 points of damage.
Oof.
Okay.
You rolled the 8 on the D12 on the
One
D8.
second, 12.
Better than the
Okay.
1 on the D8
Right.
I just rolled.
So you kind of, it's still up there, you know, like it's still standing. You cleave through its chest, and then like some like guts kind of just spill out a little, and it's a little nasty. And that happens, and now it is Boggy's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move clear of my fellow adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull out the old thorn whip again.
Okay. Also do a.
Can I aim for its head?
You can, but you're going to have to. It's going to be harder for you to hit specifically its head.
I'm okay with
So, all right, go for it.
that. Okay. 13.
Okay. You do get its head, but let's roll a d12.
Oh yeah, sorry. 2.
Oh, so it works worse than normal.
Oh, that's no good.
So you're gonna have to roll a d4 and subtract that amount of damage from whatever your damage
From
roll
my
is.
d6.
Mhm.
Crap. I give it 2
You
hit
give it
points.
to you're able to get it, but here I'll give you that it's not restrained, but you catch it in your thorn whip, so your next attack, because you kind of have a handle on it, will have
Alright.
advantage.
Okay.
Even though this particular one did not do anything to it. And it's kind of pissed at the 5-year-old in front of it, for attacking it. So it's going to try and give a big old chomp. Oh no, I lied. It's going to just try and
At the 5-year-old?
yes.
Oh, I didn't know there was a 5-year-old in this party.
What are you, like 12? And let's see. Will a 10.
It will not.
Okay. I did the wrong math. A 12.
A 12 will not.
Okay. It is now Mags's turn again.
Okay, Sacred Flame again.
Okay. Also roll a d12. Is that a cantrip or
5. Yeah, it's a cantrip.
is that your okay? And then roll a d20 to see if you hit.
It's a-
Oh,
it's
dex.
a dex
I'm sorry. It hits.
Okay.
1.
1!
Oh
This D8. Bye-bye. Go to prison. Where's the black D8? Okay, there we go. White D8, you're gone. They gotta put it in there. They
Oh.
gotta know that it's being punished.
Alright.
If it can
For
still
those
see
that
the field of play.
don't know, we have dice prison for poorly rolling dice.
So that's 1 damage.
Yes.
The flame.
It actually you gave it a little bit of a tan. It's kind of happy.
Well, it took
Next
1
up is
damage.
yeah, but like it's just gonna put some aloe on it later.
Don't you
and
add
be
your
okay.
spell damage?
No, you don't do that for spells for the most part.
Franz, you're up next.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
It's the only thing I'm good for.
Are you attacking it with the machete or the?
I'm attacking with my rapier.
Okay.
That is going to be a 20, not a natural.
Okay, that definitely hits it.
Okay, I was hoping it would. That is going to be 7 points of damage.
Tell me how that kills it.
I kind of want to go with what your plan originally was, and I just want to decapitate it, like good old.
Nice.
Actually, yeah, I want to decapitate good old like Romero style.
Okay. Nice. So its head flops onto the floor and its body follows shortly after in a heap of blood, guts, and just everything nasty. And now you are in this messy, messy office.
Cool. I'm gonna go take that key.
Okay, so I want to go to what?
Boggy had his eyes on the prize there.
We're all in the
So,
room.
well, no. But my thing is, you would have been more focused on that
preoccupied,
zombie.
Yeah.
You know, because no one's gonna go like, "Oh shit, a key." You know, so
So Boggs, you got the initiative right now.
I will take the key, but I'm not going to do it in any kind of stealthy way. I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, here's the key. I'll hold on to it.
Alright,
Maybe it's good for that door.
I want to kneel down to the body of this undead,
okay.
kind of examine it, but
Mhm.
not like I'm rolling an investigation check. And I want to touch it,
Mhm.
and I kind of want to close my eyes and see if I feel anything and cast light.
Okay. You feel its cold, shitty dead body, and you light it up. Like, it's just like a shitty lamp now.
Nice. Can I
Do I
pick
feel anything when I do this?
Not
Feel
yet.
a little bit like
It's
Buffalo Bob.
where you are. It's kind
Buffalo
of
Bill.
almost like too damned to like have any sort of presence besides.
a moist zombie body?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sacred flame it again.
Jesus. It's
I
still
stand up and back up, just a tad, and I'm gonna.
okay. Roll a d12. It's not going to do
Wow.
even make a dex check. You just fucking disintegrate the shit out of it. You send it to its maker. It is gone.
Nice. I'm gonna pick up some of the paper on the floor, and I want to
Okay.
see kind of like what's going on.
Okay. This is like a shitty thing to ask, but like, was he taught how to read?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just-
Catholics love to teach people how to read.
I don't know.
I
I don't know if you're not able to read any. I don't know.
Yes, he can read.
Okay. Roll a d4.
Oh, D4. Okay. That's a 1.
Okay, it was just odds and evens. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
So you kind of pick up a it's like scrawled notes in very messy, like frantic handwriting. And what you're able to piece together is that like this was kind of just how like it's kind of like notes to self how to resurrect as like people, essentially. And do an investigation check.
That is going to be a 22.
Okay. You notice Mags like demolish this zombie, but what remains is like a little chain that was you realize was like on its foot.
Mhm.
And when you look around the room, you see kind of like the other half of the chain where like it just happened to just like pop off essentially. So like this zombie was like housed here for a little while.
Is there any sense from the notes like who was the zombie before zombification?
No, with your 22, you'll still get that answer.
Okay.
No, this kind of seems like a practice round.
Okay.
Does he share this information with us?
Does he?
Yeah, that's fine. Can I check out that desk?
I get angry.
Mhm.
At me?
Not at you.
Oh, I'm like, whoa.
Oh.
And I want to start looking through things.
Okay.
Like I was before, I was like, this isn't my business.
Mhm.
Now it's my business.
Okay. Roll an investigation check, and you could do it too for
Nat
the.
20.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 12.
Okay. Franz starts like kind of thumbing through curiously, and then Mags just goes, "Whoom," and she just like pulls out the first thing that she gets. And it's just more of like just this guy was clearly practicing what most people who are familiar with 5e knows as necromancy.
Okay.
His goal essentially was to
This ghoul.
God damn it. You don't know exactly. Actually, roll a history check.
Me?
Yeah.
That's a 20. 20, not natural.
Okay. You see that they were looking to resurrect two people named Hohen and Tria, which you remember was the name of the people who are their parents, who owned the company and managed it prior to the meteor hitting it.
Okay.
So you can imagine that like he was practicing necromancy specifically to resurrect.
I have a bad feeling what's in that
As
basement.
I'm reading it, my hands are like starting to glow a little bit, and I'm singeing the paper.
Are you telling all this all to us?
I imagine
no.
you're right next to.
No, I'm not
right
telling it
next
to you, but you
her.
could. No, I'm not hiding it. I'm just.
Okay.
I'm like reading it, and my hands are starting to glow a little bit.
Everything all right there?
Yeah, and I put it down.
Doesn't seem all right.
Oh, it just looks like we got more fish to fry than whatever's here.
Yeah. Well, I'm now gonna steal shit. I have no moral qualms now.
Are you saying that out loud?
Yep.
Okay, so where to from here? Do we finish with the mansion, or do you want to head to the basement? Because I think this key is going to open the lock.
I think we should finish. Whatever's in the basement is not going to get out of the basement.
Mhm.
At least it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's finish with the main floor. We can try to check out what's going on upstairs, and then go from there.
Let's do it.
I think that's the safest plan of action. That's how I would work this house.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I head to the dining room. I'm leading.
Okay. So you open. There's I'm not. There's no monsters. Whatever. Who? It doesn't matter. I'm not even gonna pretend that the order matters at this point. You can tell.
You could just assume I'm leading.
Yeah.
I'll open every door unless one of these guys starts to try to open
Actually,
doors
if you
without-
want, I could try to case ahead, sneak ahead.
Oh no, let's stick together. We don't know what we're fighting.
Well, right now you're just fighting an abandoned dinner. But some of the whatever was here
Yeah.
has like nibbled on dinner, so it's just kind of like half-eaten plates on a very very fancy table, and it just there's some nice china there. If you wanted to steal some nice china, it's up, but it's just very mundane.
Can I make a perception check?
You can.
That is going to be a 15.
With a 15, you see something on the table that's like in a like a fancy little like I don't know what to call it, but like like a little like lunch bag type thing almost, where it was like untouched.
Yeah.
So there's some good food there. And then there's just like decorative plates on the mantle.
Okay, I'm gonna take some of the decorative plates.
Okay. I'll say there's 4, and they're 2 GP each.
Perfect.
Do I see you do this, or are you trying to...
Oh, I'm not sneaking this.
Listen, okay, I understand you want to take their things or whatever, but can we do this, like, after we finish up with
This
the
takes
monsters?
2 seconds. As I'm putting these... like, we're having this conversation, I'm already done.
This man needs his Dale Earnhardt Jr. commemorative plates.
Okay, let's head upstairs. I'm, like, being less careful than I was before.
Okay.
But I'm, like, because I'm prepared to, like, I just feel like I know what I'm going to fight. I don't, but
Okay.
I feel like there's going to be more zombies and I want to fight them.
Look, let me go upstairs, see what's going on up there. I'll be right back down.
Was it dark?
That's a good question.
It is, but like there's enough moonlight where you could kind of have, you don't need dark vision to get around
Gotcha.
pretty much.
I have dark vision though.
I know.
Okay. I got my sword out. I'm gonna cast light on it, and I'm just saying, let's just go up. And I just want to keep going.
Is light a cantrip?
Light is a cantrip,
Okay.
and it just makes the thing like glow.
Does it make it magical?
Ow,
That's my question.
what was that in the alphabet?
And I still want you to roll a d12
Here,
on
let
it.
me...
Oh, okay.
Here, let me know if you ever want something, and I'll just do this.
Well, yeah, it's not too bad. If
Is it just called light?
if we're in combat, I can go to
I
it.
just saw it.
Or is it... oh, there it
It's
is.
called light. Yeah.
Okay, it is... You touch one object that is no longer than 10
That's an
feet in
11.
dimension. The object sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 20 feet. The light can be colored as you'd like it. Completely covering the object with something opaque blocks the light. The spell ends if you cast it again or dismiss it. If you target an object or...
Lasts for an hour.
Okay.
If you target an object held or worn by a creature, if they have to do a dex save, it doesn't say anything about it being...
Okay. That's fine. Certain paladin spells that do something similar also make it magical.
Okay.
Okay.
So my sword is just lit, and I'm kind of like using it as like a torch.
Okay. Which room do you go towards?
Oh, we're going upstairs. Can I make a perception check as we're walking upstairs?
Yeah.
Because it's just a hallway.
Tell me what you're trying to look for.
I'm just trying to look for similar to when I checked out the steps.
Yep.
Scuff marks, stuff like that. And I rolled a 14.
With the 14, you're able to tell that it's been pacing around up here. It's kind of just been ambling about. But the most recent ones look like they go into Ed's bedroom.
Okay. I know you're itching for a fight, so maybe we should start with Ed's room.
Oh, you think that that's there?
That's what it's looking like. The most fresh marks seem to be leading into that room.
Let's
Okay,
check
so
out.
just clockwise again.
Yeah, sounds right.
Well, this time it's just kind of left to right, is it? Eh?
Yeah, is the door open to Ed's room?
It actually is.
Okay, so
hold on. I got an idea. You got any stones or anything? Is there anything to decor around the apartment?
I mean, at this particular spot, no, but you can run down and grab one decoration from the dining room or another.
I mean, what you looking for there,
I
bud?
was thinking of just throwing something to try to catch the attention of whatever's in there.
I have a belt I could ring.
Or you can also, you probably have something in one of your adventuring packs.
Yeah, I'm going through that right now.
Ball bearings.
I've got some silver in my pocket.
Do you want me to ring my bell? Have a little.
Yeah, ring the bell.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just start. I'm
in front of them.
obnoxiously ringing it. It isn't gentle. It's just I'm just.
So I'm looking at Ed's room. Are any of you looking behind us?
I'll look behind us. Can I make
Okay.
a perception check behind us? as
I'll
I'm
be
ringing this?
between them and Ed's room.
That is going to be a 12.
Behind you, as in down the stairs, or
Yeah. So as I'm ringing,
Oh, down the stairs? Or
I'm
I
looking
was
down the
thinking
other
this
way then.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
look down the other
So
way.
we're kind of in a triangle. We're in a phalanx, looking in every direction. Good. That's good tactics.
Okay, I'm still
Like
ringing. So just let me know when to
Charlie's
stop.
Angels. What?
So the person looking down the stairs does not see anything. The person looking the opposite way of the hallway also does not see anything.
Megs.
Um,
Sees.
What's your perception check?
I didn't make one, but I guess I am looking. Well, it's a 5 plus. I think it's only
Maybe
one.
wisdom.
Yeah. So just a 6.
Okay. You don't notice anything moving or
Alright, my
like.
passive perception is higher, just
Yeah.
just in case where you're running. It's 11 is
Even-
my passive perception.
Even still, like nothing seems to like when like it's not goaded. It's not nothing came out for a fight when the bell was rung.
Well, if there's something in there, it at least knows we're here, but it's not taking our bait.
Okay, well let's head in.
Okay.
Okay. It's a fancy bedroom. Can you?
Actually, can we Scooby Doo it and just like 3 heads just peer in?
Yeah, because like the thing is, I don't want to. Can you all do a perception check? Like now, looking into the.
That's a unnatural 20.
19.
You all see like well enough. Super fancy room. Let's see. You notice that there's like a bin full of stuff. Like everything's organized in the room except for that bin full of stuff. You can't tell from here what that stuff is. There's like the bed should be well made, but there's like little lumps in the middle of it that are vaguely like humanoid, but it's like it's not like big enough to be human.
Could it be like a child
Like-
human?
It's like human length, but not like human like width.
Gotcha. So it's a broom. I had no idea. Okay. So,
Okay.
but there's nothing in the room.
I'm
That we
sorry.
can, so but there's like nothing in the room besides what we're seeing, like no monsters or anything. Okay.
I want to go up and I want to hit, but not like with a motion that would cut, but with a bludgeoning like pop, like kind of like hit the lump on the bed to see if it's like I'm kind of going like, hey, are you there? And I'm gonna kind of hit it with the the
Okay.
broadside of my sword. So like the goal is to not hurt whatever's there, at least to like maybe be on 1 damage, but rather just to see if it moves or does anything when I hit it.
I have flashbacks to the orphanage.
Roll initiative.
8.
It's going to be 7.
Fucking
This
6.
black dice was doing really well, and then the last 2 rolls have been not so good. We'll switch
Do you
it.
want another one? I have.
What?
This is the
No, I
first
have a lot
time
of
that you guys
D20s.
don't get to like curb stomp my monster because you all go first in the initiative.
Okay, so.
But now this one gets to go first.
Wait, so does it take the damage from my thing?
You do, but I want to roll initiative.
Okay.
Do an attack roll with advantage.
Well, with advantage, okay. Oh, because it's prone, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a good thing. Yeah, you're gone, black dice. This was a 16 plus 4, so 20 to hit.
Okay, it does hit, but you're gonna roll a d4 because you're not looking to hurt it.
Just do
Like at
straight 1 damage, like an
Okay.
unarmed attack by someone who's not proficient.
Okay. Sounds good. When you smack that lump under the sheets, it gets startled. And it just throws off the covers, and you are now face down with the skeleton. And it immediately makes a swipe with a little what are they armed with? A little
Trumpets?
short sword.
Oh.
They don't have lungs. They can't play it. But anyway, he's going to make an attack with his short sword at you. And it is going to roll a 19. Does that
hits.
hit? Okay. And you are going to take 3 points of ouch.
What kind of damage?
Piercing.
Good, just good practice to have those things ready.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
And next up is Franz.
Okay, and so they're right in front of each other?
Yeah, like so. You know how it looks like when you're like at a hotel and like playing swords on beds.
Right,
That's
okay.
what it kind of looks like.
Oh, I wasn't planning to be on the bed. I was, but
Right, but
What
like
I'm saying
one
is
of the
5 feet in front of them.
yeah.
Because I want my sneak attack. I'm going to go up
Yeah.
and try to hit him. That is going to be a 16.
Probably hits.
Oh.
It does hit.
Okay. That's going to be hit 3. That's going to be 7 points of damage.
Okay, give me
still a
one
lot of
second.
damage.
Yeah.
You got a good
It
plus 4 on
is.
there.
Yeah, my dex, I
On
know.
those decks, yeah.
One second. Bugs, you're Max.
My sword.
And actually, let's make this official. So 1 second. Door, bed, box of stuff, Just kind of like a closet here, window. Skeleton. Max, are you here?
I'll be right in. So if I'm imagining you're at the front of the bed,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on this left side of the bed. Yeah, that's.
I would have been. It doesn't really matter. The exact where I would have been. I would have been whatever side was closest to the door because I would have just gone up and snagged it. But this is fine too because they're pretty equidistant. Okay, so this is purely for flavor. I don't think. Yeah. Because I'm gonna use the cantrip Green Flame Blade,
Okay.
which jumps fire to an enemy close by if there's one within 5 feet, but it doesn't actually do any different damage. This is just for like I kind of go and like flame, and I'm gonna try to chop at it.
And also roll a d12.
Yes. So the d12 roll is a 4.
Mm-hmm.
The attack is a 15 to hit.
Okay. It hits and it works like normal.
Okay. And that will be a d6 plus my dex. That didn't really roll. Did you see that? I dropped it down and just stayed on 2.
Yeah, I can confirm that.
Okay.
6.
Oh, we could always go to the. Oh no, wait, we don't see
No,
that.
we don't.
But never mind.
That's 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay, give me one moment. The skeleton just falls into a heap at the bed. You just give it like a good old fell swoop, and it just kind of crumbles, like they just come apart. Anything magical holding it together just like dissipates, and now it's just a big old pile of bones on the bed.
So I go through that, and then they're like my sword is still like kind of apparent, like oh okay, like kind of like I wasn't expecting that, and I'm like I got one hand on my shield, I make the fire go away, but the light still remains because that's there for an hour. Sheath it, the light goes away because it's opaque, and then
so worth the wait. I'm gonna go investigate that box of things or whatever it is.
Just first, since I'm just giving you a chance, because you were technically next. Like, is there anything you want to do? Because we're currently engaged with that skeleton.
And technically, it all happens at pretty much the same time. Initiative is like a split second.
Yeah, I'm gonna look under the bed.
Okay.
Is anything under the bed?
There is not.
Okay.
But you are surprised when suddenly a little short bow comes from like a murder hole in the closet. Like you could tell, like there was like a little like cut, like very very small, and just enough to go psh, and pretty much fire off a short little arrow. Does a 1 second.
Who is it hidden?
Does a 14 hit you?
No, 15 my armor class.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
it poof, right into my shield, and I turn. I'm like, oh
And then
no!
a second one just whizzes by your ear. And now we are back at the top of combat. Skeleton is dead. But Franz, you're up.
Okay. How big are these holes?
Just like they're literal like murder holes. So like if you ever gone to like an old castle, it's just kind of like 2 inches wide by like maybe like 6 inches high. So they are like completely like you can't see what's inside of it. You just know that something is operating a little short bow.
Okay.
Let me see what.
Because I'm trying to see like how much like they can like actually see us as opposed to firing blindly.
They can definitely see like you like over here by the bed.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
They're under total cover, which means they can't be targeted directly by an attack or spell, although some spells can reach a target by including an area of effect.
Can I stick my sword through the hole?
They can't be targeted directly by an attack or spell, so you would not be able to throw your sword in there.
Well, can he open the closet?
He can open the closet.
I'm gonna go open the closet.
Okay.
That's your action, all right?
Yeah.
No, because it's like a one-hand
Okay, it's just a
open
regular closet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the closet, it blocks the view.
I'm sorry? Like, there's a closed closet with... They had, like, cut murder holes in there.
It's a swinging door or a sliding door closet?
Which is more dramatic when you open?
A sliding door
Okay,
closet.
it's a sliding door closet.
Okay.
So you throw it to the side and reveal two more skeletons armed with crossbows. Or not crossbows.
Short bows.
Short bows.
Short bows. Okay. Well, move the wrong one, but that's fine.
Oh,
What?
you
Oh, yeah, I'm
moved
sorry.
me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, I'm going to attack one, I guess.
Okay, which one? D10 or
We'll do the one I'm right in front of.
D10 or D10? Oh, let's try this. D10 or D6?
We'll do the D10.
Okay.
That is a 23.
That hits.
Nice. And then... Oh, it has to be an enemy, so I don't get sneak attack. Okay, that is going to be 8 points of damage.
Alright, it does not like that.
Cool.
Mags, you're up.
I'm a little sad out of character. So this is out of character, even though I'm just speaking. Sacred Flame ignores cover completely, no matter what. So I was so excited to go, and then like fire to just shoot in there. But this is better for actual practical purposes. And so back to the fire blade, and I got the arrow sticking out of my shield, and I'm gonna rush up and I'm gonna attack the one that he just. No, I'm gonna attack the other one. The other one, but the green flame is going to split and hit the other one for. I don't know if the attack has to hit. Oh shoot! I wasn't a green flame bait. It's up on my phone. 1 sec. I just want to make sure that the attack has to hit or not. If the attack hits, okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, so this attack needs to hit, or else I'm not cool anymore. That's a natural 19, so that's a
Yep, that will hit.
23.
But also, make sure you're rolling a d12.
Yes, roll that d12. That's an 11.
Dope.
Works better than normal, so you can
So
either
the
add...
magic part is going to work better than normal, right? Not
Yes.
just the normal attack does the normal
Yep.
damage, which is a d6. That's 6 damage.
Okay.
And then the it does base 4 damage.
Okay.
There's no dice roll for the other one, but I'm
Yep.
gonna roll a dice for the bonus damage. That's a 2, so it does 6 damage to the one that he attacked.
Damn.
So, tell me how that flame just knocks the shit out of that skeleton.
So what happens is I kind of pull my sword to the left and like the flame kind of goes through, and I cut through the other one and then point, and then like the flame shoots out and sparks and flame
Like getting like
burns
those like a 4th of July sparklers.
Yeah, it's like a sparkle, like right in the face of the other.
And I'm just like,
skeleton.
whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm like, whoa, sorry, and like I pull it away, but like, and then for my,
You don't get bonus actions at 1, do you?
If I don't get bonus actions
yeah,
at 1.
I have one because I'm a celestial warlock. My heal is a bonus action, but I'm
Okay.
gonna hold it for. If I take a little bit more damage, it's a D6 straight with no modifier. So
Gotcha.
it's like 3 is what I've taken, and 3 is kind of what one of those would heal. So it's
Yeah.
kind of, but I'll wait and maybe I'll get lucky. But I also want to get like knocked out and like one to go.
Yup. Boggy, you're up.
Okay, so we have two
Oh,
two
sorry.
left.
1.
Just one.
And they have around 12
My favorite
hit
thing so
points.
far is... Oh, wait, you went over and right now you're looking under the bed.
Okay.
So...
You are pro.
Well,
So
I'll
far-
stand up.
But he was just peeking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna actually, like, make him prone or anything. But my favorite thing is, like, you two just demolish, like,
Oh, the enemies.
bad guy number 1, and then it's
Huh?
like, what's under the bed? And then while he's there, you guys rush up to the other ones.
Okay. Man, I hate to be boring, but I'm gonna do Thorn Whip again because
Okay.
like I don't know if
It's...
There's not a lot of space
skeleton with like poison spray.
It's going to go, like, right between us.
I'm gonna go right between you.
The thorn whip is gonna come. Like,
Yeah.
Like whoa. What's
if you
that?
roll in that one, though, you're getting one of them.
Oh, sweet.
shit.
Indiana Jones style.
Yeah.
Oh my god, 4.
Oh, man.
Well, 4 plus.
You're outta here.
It's a 4 plus whatever. So
4 plus.
It's-
My
unless it's
wisdom.
4
It's a
plus,
7.
like, a lot, it's not.
it should be 4 plus your wisdom plus 2.
So it's a 9.
Where's that +2 coming from?
Yeah.
His proficiency modifier.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a
When
9.
when you make a spell attack, you add your proficiency
Oh.
plus your spell.
But it's a 1 on the D12.
Okay, well, you didn't hit anyway.
Alright.
But because you rolled a 1 on a d12, I'm going to say that it kind of slips out of your hand. Like you just were a little overzealous,
Alright.
and I want you to roll a d4 and take that piercing damage as it kind of falls out of your hand, but it nicks you a little.
A 2.
Okay, so you take
I
2.
kind of like the
piercing
idea that if he
damage.
casts Thorn Whips and he rolls like a 1 on it, that there's no thorns on the whip. It's just a vine.
But still, but then it's
Yeah.
just
That's
a whip.
really
That's still-
flavorful with the like the idea that you're new to magic, like you just missed a component of the spell.
Alright. Next up is the skeleton, who is very upset that this weird magic lady just, like, beat the
I just
crap out
want
of
to
his
note
friend.
that if he's gonna make a ranged attack, he's got disadvantage.
Well, it rolled a 4 to start off with, so
Okay.
it ain't hitting shit right now.
I assume it's got like shakily.
Yeah, it's like, ah!
It says
just
his
fires
bow.
one off.
It's just
And, like, you hear, like, a cat, like, scream in the background.
there's
Not
a
really.
cat here now.
No, you just hear thump. And next up is Franz. I'm
Okay.
gonna turn on the, light.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to hit it with a 17.
That hits.
Cool. And it's gonna be 14 points of damage.
Okay, you just, like, fuck it up left and right. Tell me, give me some death flavor on that.
Can I just can I like kick it and like it just like shatter?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I want to do
Absolutely.
that.
Like,
But I want it to be like super slow mo. Just like.
nice. Yes, that happens.
In slow mo, or he just does it.
I have
very
I have
slowly?
full 6 seconds in that moment. I'm taking
Okay.
every second.
All right.
Yes. All right, you solved my skeleton puzzle.
Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I don't want to get.
We open the door.
Well, mine
So I just
says
want to
one.
note something for you.
What's up?
Since you are proficient with rapiers and short swords, and you're using a rapier,
Yeah.
you actually have +2 to this 4.
Oh
So you have +6 to the attack bonus
I didn't know that.
because you add your modifier plus your proficiency bonus for anything you're proficient in.
Gotcha. Do I even on rolls so like to attack?
Yeah, that's what it is. Not
Yeah,
not
it's
on
not
the
on
damage,
damage. Oh,
just on the rolls to attack.
Gotcha.
I just saw that last round you rolled a 13 and you said 17, and then I was like, oh,
I didn't know that.
he's got better than that. He's got
Well-
better than 2 dexterity.
Okay. Can I go check out the bag of things now?
Yeah.
I'm dying to do.
Do a So you run over to this little bag of things over here.
Mhm.
Do like an investigation check.
That is going to be a 23.
Okay. You can tell, these are just like a lot of keepsakes, but they're like also valuables, like necklaces and rings and stuff like that. And there's also family pictures, so you can gather that this was probably like stuff that belonged to their dead parents. You gonna steal it, motherfucker?
Can I make a sleight of hand so that
Yeah.
they don't know I'm stealing the valuable stuff?
You-
I don't care about the
yeah.
pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not looking, so just have to be my passive perception.
Okay, that is going to be sleight of hand 20. A natural 20.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you still, I'm gonna say it's, like 15 GP worth of stuff.
Okay.
I want to go look at the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah, I bring them out and I'm
Okay.
like, here you go.
I want to look at the weapons that the skeletons were using.
Okay. Yeah, they each were armed with a short sword and a short bow. And their weapons.
Are the short swords better than mine?
What is yours?
Just a normal short sword.
They're normal short swords too.
Okay, I leave them there. I was wondering if they had like some sort of crest of the family or anything.
Oh, I gotcha. No, like it's all just kind of normal stuff. Nothing super fancy with them. But one does have a little nick in it.
Okay.
And Nick's like, "Get me out of here!"
Was that one Little Nicky? That I'm saying?
Yes.
Gymface.gif.
Okay, so next room, guys.
Those pictures, what are you seeing?
Just some old people that are dead.
Nice.
Yep, it must be their parents.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, to the sunroom. Eh?
Okay. You walk in. It's just kind of like a hangout spot. There's like a little lounge chair and a big window where just like the sunlight pours in. What was that roll for?
Perception.
Okay.
It was an 11.
You see, like there's a little table, and there's some like this weird like smoky, like you can't tell. You haven't seen anything quite like it before, but you can gather it's meant to be smoked. And there's just what's that?
Anything y'all want to do in here?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
There is a bathroom.
That's
Yep.
because no one takes bathroom breaks in D&D.
Okay. This
I'm
is
kidding.
part of the.
Well, there's also like very few working plumbing in D&D, and this is one of the few places where you can flush.
I'm gonna go flush.
Is there anything in there?
I've never actually got to play with one, so I was like, ooh.
I don't.
And then,
follow
like,
him
one
in the
time
bathroom.
you
He does this
accidentally,
without
like-
doing a perception check, but I'm gonna do it as he's flushing.
Okay.
Do you want to too, Ryan? Or Bob?
I'm just so mesmerized by the no perception
Ah.
here. 8.
19. I should have switched to that dice so long ago.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary. You see that the like the cabinet above the sink is cracked open a little, and you can what's inside is something that you know is like meant for healing.
Okay.
So if you would like to take that,
I will take that.
it'll be just like a healing.
Do I know that through my
Pills,
herbalism skills?
I'm sorry.
Do I know that through my herbalism?
I mean, it's just like packaged in a way that's very, it's the medicine cabinet in your
Alright, yeah.
bathroom.
It's got like a
so
big
Got the
red
word
cross on
healing potion on it.
Yeah.
Heals 1d6, like, or whatever, 1d4.
1d6 plus 1.
Cool.
1d6 plus 1.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Me?
Or a dex. Actually, no. Perception check.
That is going to be a 15.
Okay. You managed to not accidentally like squirt yourself with the bidet because you know you're all
It's a
set.
bidet.
You're all set to, and then you're like, wait a second, and then you stop.
Nice.
Water
Bidets
fountain
are
in the
awesome.
sink. What did you say that healing potion did?
1d6 plus 1.
Okay.
Want to go to the music room? Start a band.
Okay, let's go.
All right. It's a room full of instruments.
Kind of instruments.
There's like a harpsichord, like weighing down in the corner that needs to be tuned every fucking day. There's a couple of other string
That's a bad
instruments that
harpsichord.
that's a normal harpsichord.
Really?
Let's be
Go
real.
out to tune that easily, even if they're well made.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There was one at Queens College that like someone would
Plucking?
come in every day to tune, and then it was awful. But yeah, just a bunch of stringed fancy instruments. You see ones that like you think are meant to be blown into, but unless you have like any sort of proficiency in performance, like or music performance or stuff like that.
No. Can I make a perception check for the room?
What do you look like?
Just trying to see if there's anything like out of out of the ordinary that we should be aware
Okay.
of. 15.
There's nothing out of the ordinary, but you notice like a smaller, like almost like a harmonica, but it's made out of like gold.
I want that.
So.
Guys, I'm taking this harmonica. Don't tell anyone. It's the only thing I'm righteously stealing.
Righteously stealing. What do you mean by that?
He's making zombies.
Yes, he is.
That would be my defense in court. So I'm taking this.
He's making zombies. Out of curiosity, how does your character feel about magic?
I was actually gonna save that till the
Oh,
end.
okay.
The reason why I made him, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
He's like, he doesn't really necessarily care for it. He more is just interested in like the impact and the fallout as a chance to exploit people who are afraid of magic.
Okay. Because I was curious how he would have reacted to seeing these two people just start using magic willy-nilly in front of you.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a millennial brought up during the tech era. It's just
Okay.
he's used to it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay. On to Al's room.
On to Al's room.
Anything about this harmonica I should be aware of?
It's made out of gold. You don't know how much it's worth. You could blow into it and see if you're good at playing the harmonica, but that's about it.
Okay, I'm gonna see how well.
Do a performance check.
That is gonna be a 15.
Okay. You surprisingly like get out a couple notes and it sounds all right.
Awesome, guys. I have a career in the future if this doesn't work out.
Oh.
Roll my eyes. Okay, I'll open the door to Al's room.
Okay. Al's room is very much like Ed's, except that it doesn't have a bag of stuff.
Okay.
There's a lot of just kind of like books laying around. You can't tell whether it's like books he's written or books he's read. And there's just like a nice little basket of fruit on his nightstand.
What has he been reading?
Alright, you could do
Investigation, perception.
investigation.
That's gonna be an 11.
He's reading like mostly like fairy tale books or just like because magic before this was really just kind of like a kid's tale or stuff that people didn't really believe in. So he was kind of reading books, just like anything that mentioned magic of any sort, even like religious texts that talked about like what the gods did to, and even though it was like the gods' power, it was close enough to magic that like it was worth investigating for him. So it was all things like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Is it worth rolling a religion check?
um,
There we go. 14.
You can tell that he was mostly looking at like, if you remember Shira from last section, the goddess of good fruit, not good fruit, so just red fruit on my thing, of good crops. And you could gather because there's like a literal basket of fruit there, like he was trying to see,
Okay.
if he could, glean anything from
Okay.
those texts.
Is there anything like how's the fruit looking? Because I know this has been abandoned for about a week or so.
About
Okay.
a week, like
Yeah.
between like 4 and 7 days is what you've kind of gathered.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's looking like it's not the best. It doesn't look rotten.
Okay.
But that's about it. It's do a nature check to see if it's edible.
Okay. 17. Unnatural 20.
Okay. You're able to tell like 90% of the fruit is still okay to eat. But probably not like in its prime. Like it's I spent money on this and I don't want to throw it out, so I'm going to eat it now.
Is there an
Type.
apple?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with my rapier and just start eating it
Sell it.
from my rapier.
I kind of like.
I checked it.
Yeah, it's not the crispiest, but it's still
A little
Still okay.
mealy.
Eating some undead apples over here or something.
I
I
checked
didn't
them.
say that. I didn't say it out loud. That was for the audience.
Oh.
Okay, so
All right, so I think we've cleared this house. What do you say we take this key down to that basement door and see what's what?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. How are you feeling about all this, Snags?
well, it's all right. All right. Do we want to take a rest before we head down there?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, let's take a short rest, and I want to check out this during that time, the attunement of the machete.
It's
Yep.
a long rest, right? Though.
short rest.
It's a short rest.
Oh, it is.
So if you wanted to take a short rest and
Okay.
spend a hit die.
I want to take my rest outside of the place,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to spend part of it trying to communicate,
Okay.
seeing if like I get any guidance, and
Okay.
I'll also take my hit dice because I don't know if I'll have another short rest today, so there's no reason not to.
Yep. I am going
I
to
go back to full.
give me 1 second. Where are you? I'm gonna text you what you get with your thing, and that's also something that I'm going to be putting on the WordPress blog. Is a lot of times I like to have characters have their own little things that they can choose to share with other players or not. So this is one of those times.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second.
So how do rests work?
So you have a certain number of hit dice, which is equal to the level of your class you have in your. So right now you're Druid level 1, I assume.
Right.
And so you have 1 hit dice, which is whatever you would roll. I think for Druid it's D8.
Yeah, I
you
think
can
so.
check, and so you can roll that on a short rest,
Okay.
and you gain back that much hit points. And so as you gain more levels, you gain more hit dice.
Cool.
And so you might end up like later on.
Where is?
You might end up later on having like 3 or 4, and you could go on 1 and like use 2, and then save the other 2 for later. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
it's your only way of naturally healing throughout the day without magic or something.
And you get hit dice back on long rest, or how do you get hit dice back?
You get them back on long rest. You get all
Okay.
your hit dice back on long rest.
When do I regain
Spell slots?
Spell slots?
That's
So
so
it-
you on a long rest.
So yeah, for Druid, I think it's on long rest. For me, for instance, my class is on a short rest, but I haven't actually cast any level 1 spells, so...
Corey texted you what
Oh,
you get
cool.
from the.
Okay, so I'm ready to go down to the basement.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Actually, before we go down into the basement, I want to head back to that secret office.
Okay.
And I want to just I want to carefully, not to burn down the house, find anything that relates to the undead and research of it, and I want to burn it.
Okay, I'm gonna text you something.
While this is happening, when I'm sitting out there with you,
Yep.
I'm gonna show you. I'm like, hey, watch this, and I'm gonna gain a mustache. Let me bring it back up.
I don't know anything about this, I suppose, because you said while that's happening, right? So
Yeah, you're gone.
So I just say I'll be right back. I'm going to the that office.
You gonna gain a mustache?
Yeah. Where's my D10? There's my D10.
Oh no, you roll a d20.
Oh, a
and you
D20.
have to
Oh,
just...
beat the 10. Yeah. That's a 16.
Okay.
So I'm rocking a hardcore handlebar mustache. I was like,
Interesting.
cool, eh?
So are they within
Interesting.
are these guys within earshot of me?
Where are you guys taking your short rest?
We were outside. I
I was
assume we
outside.
followed you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you yelled loud enough, they could probably hear you, but if there's anything left in the house still.
Okay, I don't mind if they know what's going on between us, but they
Okay.
might not know until I tell them.
Okay, that's fine.
So I see a little boy
I
around,
would say little.
not like a teenager. Sorry,
Mhm.
I meant someone around your age,
Okay.
taking
Yeah.
something from the mansion.
And he's like kind of like this,
Does he see me?
but no, he's he's just too busy pocketing as many things as he can into his little
So
knapsack.
I want to sneak up.
Where do you
and,
see him at?
Like
we're on the first floor, right?
Outside of Ed's office.
Okay.
He's in the fake office.
Yeah, he's in
You saw it on your way to the
OG
secret.
office,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
not the secret office.
Yeah.
The one where I got the machete, right?
What?
The one where I got the machete?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, guys.
I'm just gonna say, oh hey, what you doing?
And he jumps and he goes, probably the same thing you're doing.
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you're taking stuff.
No, and I kind of nudge over to the room where there's the dead zombie that is all burnt up.
You mean the one that you disintegrated
Yes.
and there's no longer anything there,
There's
so
just
he's
a-
just...
No,
Okay.
there's burn marks all over the place. And
There are burn marks.
And you said that he could tell something about the body with
Oh,
the
no.
chain and stuff.
It wasn't... Sorry, there was the chain left there. in
Where
the
it
pile.
held his
Yeah.
ankle
But
and
there's
was
just so many
broken off.
ashes and stuff, right? I didn't.
Oh no, you totally you rolled a 12 on
Oh.
your d12, so it was gone, and
Okay.
all that remains is scorch marks and a little...
All right. Well, I'm just gonna
Anklet.
say, well, there used to be undead there, and I'm taking care of the monster
Undead?
problem. Yeah, things that were alive once and no longer are alive now. Now let me tell you, I'm not.
And
so,
he just starts laughing at you, so I'm cutting you off now because I'm not gonna laugh, but he is just laughing hysterically. So you're gonna have to try and talk louder or do something to make him stop laughing at you because he's not taking you seriously.
Do we hear the
Flame
laughter?
I hear the laughter and come in.
I flame
Okay.
sword.
Yeah, I come in too.
You're one of those.
Do I know this guy?
Wait, you guys aren't around right now.
No,
heard
we're
his laughter.
on our way.
Oh, okay. And I just say, there's a lot of new things going on in the world, and I put it away. And the light cantrip is gone on it now. It's
Yeah.
just the flame. Anyway, so, and then do you want me to roll a d12 on that?
Yeah, actually.
7.
Okay, works normal.
Okay. And so then I say, listen, whatever you got already, I'll just tell the owners of this place that it was like that when we found it. Okay? But I need you to get out of here.
I haven't gotten everything that I want yet. So...
I'm not really asking.
That's fine. I'm not really looking for your permission either. And he kind of does a little if he had a hair to do a hair flip, he would have done it.
Yes.
But he just kind of turns and starts walking out, and then he sees you guys, and he's like, and then do you still have the machete out?
It's stowed.
Okay. He's gonna make a perception check.
And
He
do I
doesn't
know
know
this
this.
guy?
You don't.
Okay.
He's not part of the Thieves Guild, from what you can tell.
Okay.
That you're from. But he looks, he's like, you here to take shit too?
No, we were actually hired, believe it or not,
Mm-hmm.
to not steal shit. But
Mm.
you do what you do.
Okay.
What were you
Let me
able to
through?
find?
I'm not telling you. What were you able to find?
That's cool machete.
Can I have it?
No.
Why?
Because
I've been
Finders keepers, you know the
I found it
rules.
first.
Clearly you didn't.
I found it first. You took it first.
Well, that's really the success here.
Okay, nice and all to have you guys be, whatever. Okay, you wanted to get extra stuff?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll make a deal with you.
What?
I won't force you to leave. If you leave for let's say 3 hours, you can come back, take whatever you want.
That you could take everything in 3 hours.
I'm not going to take anything.
Send him upstairs.
And then he points to like the other one.
I'll make sure he leaves some good stuff for you. But
Go loot upstairs.
there's some creepy crawlies here, and
Where?
Some creepy comics.
I grab him by the ear.
Oh, you're gonna have to do a strength check, and we're gonna do a strength
check. Okay.
And we're gonna do a strength contest. What is he gonna fucking let you grab him by the ear?
No,
and do
that's
whatever you
fine. I
want?
just thought strength was interesting.
Well, I'm gonna let you grab him by the ear, but like whether or not you keep him is another
Oh my god, it's a 20. He ripped it off.
No, it's
What did
not
you
a
get?
20. It's just a 10.
All
Or a
right.
9. I don't know.
You drag him in the direction for like 2 steps where you want him to go, and then he quickly like ducks out. And he's like, "Dude,
It's just come on and look. I'm not gonna hurt you.
do a persuasion check."
It's still above 10. 11.
He's still not really having it. He goes, "Dude, I'll keep out of your hair, you keep out of my ear, and we'll go our separate ways."
Fair enough. Go upstairs. We've got downstairs.
And he thinks, and he goes, "Okay."
Okay, so when he goes upstairs,
Have fun. When you
This
see
is
the
a-
skeletons, don't worry. We already
This
killed
is
them.
a bad idea.
What?
We're about to head down into a basement. I don't want to get trapped down into a basement, because that's what I would do. The moment you guys are downstairs, I would lock that door.
but we have the key.
And we can take the lock with us.
Well, I mean, he could barricade there. He could do a million different things. We don't know what we're going to find down there.
Okay.
Just tell you what I would do.
You got them tools. Just take the door off.
Okay. Like,
Why
here.
didn't we do that in the beginning?
Well, I assume that because of the
No,
lock.
me too. Like, I didn't even think of that as an option. But like, had you have done that, I'd be like, well, there goes like 2 hours of stuff I planned.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll take down the door. It's a great idea.
Well, what do you want to do? Kill the kid?
I don't want to. I didn't say kill the kid.
I just wanted the kid to leave for a little bit so that he didn't get hurt by whatever happens downstairs. But I'm not done. I want to go in that office and I want to
Okay.
burn all that necromancy research.
I
Okay.
want to turn towards the kid.
That's actually interesting because I was going to see if like you were take it and sell like if it was something your character would do to take like these notes and sell it for profit.
No,
But
I don't think he wouldn't think about it that way.
yeah,
So I go in and any papers that, you know what? It's indiscriminate. I'm just burning out every piece of paper.
okay.
Like, but I'm trying to be controlled, like not in a way that might end up burning, thing. Since I'm basically using the Sacred Flame cantrip, you want me to roll a d12?
Yeah, let's just do a straight up D12 to see how each of these cantrips go for demolishing.
2.
All right, it takes longer than you meant to, but you do get it done.
Okay. Do I feel anything?
You don't,
Okay. Let's head downstairs.
but you feel
I wanna-
a sense of accomplishment.
Right.
Well,
Well, first
talk
let's
to
see
this
if the
kid a little
key
bit
even
more.
What?
works.
I want to talk to the kid a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait by the door and use
Yeah.
use the real world restroom.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, so
Actually, me too.
yeah, you should get out of here. This is
they're
not a
upstairs.
good idea.
They're upstairs. You were like, I'll be back in just a sec. So this is a private.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, really, man? Like, I know this game. You should get out of here. Are you associated with anyone, or are you just here by your own accord?
I'm not telling you anything.
Okay, I can help you, but you need to leave.
How?
Okay, go to Taitsao. Go to the corner of 5th and Hemingway. I'm making stuff up.
Are you actually giving him something like genuine, or are you just coming up with like BS things?
Giving him something
Okay.
actually kind of
Like you're
genuine.
just BSing me, but you're
Yeah, I'm BSing
yeah.
you. You can make up the 2 names. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Go there.
No, they're Fifth and Hemingway.
5th and Hemingway. Okay, so you're going to be at the intersection. You're going to see what's just going to be a downtrodden, terrible alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to see a door.
Mm-hmm.
Ignore that door. Go around the corner. There's another door.
Mhm.
Knock on it 3 times. The password is Peaches. Not Peach. If you say Peach, you probably will die. It's Peaches. you will not hear anything for about 5 minutes, and then they'll open the door.
Mhm.
You're asking for Joe.
Yeah, that's like 7 days journey.
Okay.
You got some gold for me to be able to make it there?
I'm getting you an opportunity to get into the Five Fingers.
Out of curiosity, how big do you because like that's not a guild that like I came up with,
Yeah.
so I want to know how prestigious is this guild?
It's up and coming. Like, the idea is that the leader...
Like 2009 Mumford and Sons, or...
Yeah, 2009 Mumford and Sons. Kind of like they're the biggest fame is they just exploited when the impact hit, because so much was turned towards like the newfound magical creatures, and everyone was blaming break-ins or mishaps on magical things.
Okay.
That our guild would be like, oh, we can do literally anything, and they'll blame it on like people with magical power. So we can actually go in, we can actually make things look messy so that even blame thieves or people who are professionals, we can actually exploit the situation.
He actually, he's down for that. So he goes, you know what? Give me 5 minutes and I'll go.
No, you have to leave now.
No, 5 minutes. I could give me some shit for 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You need to go. You already have stuff.
Not enough stuff. I got like half my backpack left to fill. And as he's saying it, he's just kind of like, for the sake of having stuff, he's just like, I think at this point he was like in the sunroom, so he's just like taking like whatever like weed was there and like anything to do that. I said it was weed.
Oh, did you before? I mean, I'm not in the room. My character doesn't know any of this.
Oh. Could have smoked it and gotten something, but now he's gonna. So pretty much he just fills up his bag, and then he goes, "Smell you later," and then walks out Gary Oak
Right
style.
back at you.
So we're sitting downstairs and we see the kid leave. And
I'm actually like yelling, "Yo, what's your name? I didn't get your name."
Fuck you.
Nice name, bruh.
That's the story of fuck you.
Okay, so let's head down.
Actually,
now we don't gotta worry about taking out the door.
I did come up with a name actually. In the moment, I forgot that I gave him a name, so I was just like, I'll have him. It's King Kingsley.
King Kingsley.
Wow, what a name.
That is a fake name.
He shouted that, right? So we know that name?
Yes, you do know that name.
What a name. Okay.
Took care of that.
We ready?
Let's do it.
Alright, I put the key in the lock.
Are you? Well, you guys, who was upstairs at that time?
I was.
Just him.
Him
Okay.
and King Kingsley.
Okay.
I'm coming down with him.
Yeah, I want you to make a dex check.
Okay. Roll. That is going to be a 15. I'm rolling a lot of 15s.
You are able to get out of the way as the chandelier comes crashing down.
Told you guys it was Phantom of the Opera.
King's not so lucky, and he takes a shitload. He takes max damage, and he is just like, he's not down. He's not like mortally wounded, but you could tell like his pride is not the worst thing wounded, and that was still like a pretty shitty thing to happen in front of
Is
him.
I look at him. I want to like crouch down and be like, "I told you."
To go no.
Yeah.
And he's like slowly like crawling out from underneath, and like
I go to help and like lift up the chandelier.
he actually like turns away from you a little when you get near him, and he doesn't acknowledge like that you helped him.
That's fine.
And he slowly gets up and like limps away.
And he's out now? He's out for good?
He is out.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not saying for
He's
good,
out.
but he's out.
He's out?
Out and
I
damaged.
look at our thief friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so you don't got no magic?
I mean, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Just seems like a lot of people are wandering around with magic now. It's kind of nice to meet someone who's a little more normal.
I mean, normal's relative.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Sometimes it can be nice not to have any magic. Alright, let's head downstairs.
Is the door open?
Are
do
you
it.
using the key?
I put the key in the lock and turned it.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you turn it right or left? No.
Oh yeah.
I would have turned it to the right.
Alright, you die. No.
I want to take the door off because I'm suspicious.
Okay. The door is unlocked now?
Yeah.
I want to take the door off.
Okay.
Normally you can't do this because you gotta have an unlocked door to do it, so we couldn't have done it to solve the initial problem, right? Because it's still...
Well, if it's a typical door, it would just would have swung the other way by the...
Oh, I guess, but you don't have a way to get your fingers in to pull it out.
I have a crowbar.
Yeah, like if you
Mr.
believed in
Thieves
yourself, you
tools.
might have been able to.
Mr. Thieves tools.
Do you want me to roll to get the door down?
Yeah, do like a sleight of hand. See
Okay.
how good.
That is going to be 18.
Okay. Yeah, you get it down, and you don't like damage it at all. So if you felt like putting it back up so that they are none the wiser of anything, like you would be.
Does
able
anybody
to do
care
that.
what they think?
I don't give.
I don't...
Give 2 rats' asses.
But you did a really good job at taking the door down.
And I'm taking the screws with me just in case they want to like someone to put the door back on.
I'm expecting Mom and Pop are down here.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Let's head down.
Do you want to
I
cast
mean-
light as we're going down?
Oh,
Wait,
is
so you
it
already
dark?
have it, right?
Is it dark?
That's the basement, right?
yeah.
So I cast light on the sword and I use... I put it in
D12
front of
it.
I'm gonna let you lead with
That's
the light
11?
there.
Um,
Gandalf.
it is like you. Okay. So without having, I'm going to make it so that you don't have to roll a perception check. Because the light that you shined was so bright.
It's a lot brighter than I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I
Oh.
take that as a sign of approval.
Okay. That too. Give me one moment. I have to, and you're actually not lucky. Actually, you are lucky because you didn't have to roll that well. So as soon as the light on your sword like erupts, you see like a shadow just dart out from like the main point of the light into corners where your sword is not illuminating. Make a investigation check.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a 22.
Okay. You could tell that whatever this is, like the light is bad for it. So it was like reacting directly to the light and just getting the fuck out of there. You can't tell whether it damaged it or anything, but you could tell it's definitely not a fan.
I do a quick glance behind me. Does he have his sword out?
Do you have your sword
I wouldn't.
out? Okay.
And I just say, hey, can I see your sword?
Which sword?
Whichever one you're going to use.
I'm gonna use my rapier.
Okay.
You pull it out?
Yeah.
I touch it, I cast light on it.
Okay. D12.
10.
That's still okay. Better than normal. Fuck. Okay.
Is 10 better? I thought it was only 11 and 12.
It's 10 through 12. 1 through
Okay.
3 is worse.
So
10 through 12 is
Another
better.
light. And then I'm just going to touch... do you have any like weapons or anything?
I've got a club and a wooden shield.
I'll touch your shield and I'll cast light on that.
Okay.
8.
Okay. You watch him like make some bomb ass light on their shit, and then you're like, yeah. Oh.
It's still good light.
It's still good light,
good
but
light
it's not
somehow.
like it's not as badass as you were hoping.
It's been my forte this play session.
You know?
Not as
Okay.
badass as I
And
was.
then I kind of let them in. I just say, oh, there's something down here. I don't think it likes the light.
So what you look. So I'm going to say like, this is still like the unilluminated spot from where you were. And you see just kind of like,
Did I see which direction it went, the thing?
yeah, it went from like here to like there.
Okay.
And you saw multiple. Just so you know.
Okay.
Those are our stairs.
Yes. I'm doing my best.
No. That's good.
Yeah, you're doing good.
You see just kind of like weird symbols over here drawn onto the floor.
Is anything glowing?
So
Not right
that's like
now.
part of. That's not the whole room. That's like
It's
the
like
center of the-
most of the room this circle takes up.
Okay.
Hmm.
So I don't want to step in that.
You're just making this up right now.
Yes.
Pretty good.
Dig it.
Looks good.
But anyway.
We're gonna have to figure out.
Well, because my DM knows are just like fancy circle with designs, and that's what I got.
So there's dark corners. All the corners are dark, right? Or something
Yeah.
along that line?
From where you're up here.
But I want to like start just moving towards that corner, but the edging around the circle, and kind of have my sword up like this. I got my shield out, and I'm kind of looking for whatever it was I saw before.
Okay. Do either another investigation check, or you could do a religion check.
Well, I got better investigation, so I guess I'll go with that one.
Oh,
Eh?
yeah. By the way, play scholar. Light is an hour.
Yes.
Is that Is that open? Can I roll a religion?
I'll double check and make sure I can. I don't think light is concentration, but if it is, then I can only have it on one thing at once.
I don't think it is, but I can.
I got it right here.
Okay.
You touch an object that's no longer than 10 feet in dimension, larger than 10. Until the spell ends, the object sheds a bright light in 20-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 20 feet. The light can be colors you like, completely covering the object. The spell ends. Oh, it ends if you cast it again. So
Oh, okay.
So I just mine it. I would know that at this point. So just mine. It's funny because we had a one shot not too long ago where I just cast light on a bunch of stuff and was throwing it all around.
You threw the one good thing I gave you guys.
I like it. There was a bunch of limbs. It's a good story, but so just my sword is illuminated as we're going through. None of that. So that didn't happen with your stuff.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have a little deja vu. and I
What was
like,
your
Oh, it's a 21.
Okay.
The religion?
Are you sending this to me as a message?
Mhm.
Okay.
Can we all see this? Sorry, you're typing.
You see Mags walking towards this thing, and it's kind of once you get to I'd say here, it would be illuminated enough where you see like spectral humanoid forms, but like not quite ghosts, not quite like Dementor, but kind of a mix of the both, where it's just kind of like a dark evil presence with like red eyes in the form of you recognize after looking at the pictures of Tria and Hoenn.
Cool.
And
That's why I
it's not. They're not moving towards you right now because
They look like they're sentient. Maybe this would be like some sort of intelligence check, but do they look like they could talk back to me if I tried to talk to them? Would I get that impression?
It looks more like a cornered animal right now. Like, like if it can talk, you don't know whether or not it will talk.
Do I recognize it as undead?
Yes. It's like classic undead.
Okay,
So.
classic undead, okay. They're not, are they prone or anything? Are they standing?
They're like kind of like levitating like a couple feet off the ground. Looking like if you get any closer, they are going to attack.
Guiding bolt.
You're not going to surprise them on that,
Yes.
so you can have that action readied, or
I'm gonna move up with them.
So you want? So wait, are we just gonna roll for
Yeah.
initiative and then
We're
I'll just go in my order, or am I gonna get to shoot first?
um,
Because if not, I wouldn't just cast guiding bolt. I'd wait until like my moment to do that.
yeah, you would. It would. They're not surprised if.
Yeah, they're not
So-
surprised. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm just going to move forward with like the intent to
Yeah.
attack.
Sounds good. Everyone roll initiative.
And we're up with bags.
I kind of want to be on the opposite side of the room, actually.
Okay.
Trying to
Take
circle
your
around
plate. Max would have taken long enough to like.
Yeah, I was moving slowly.
Yeah.
I was like trying to see things, and
Yep.
Can you move me up to next to Max?
you have dark vision, so you'll be okay.
Okay,
It's a dark space, but as long as my sword is out, the space is pretty illuminated. Eh?
Sorry, it's the roll plus what?
It's a plus initiative, which is your dex.
Cool.
So 16.
Okay.
12 for me.
8.
All right. So first up, let me get. So the two were over here. So, the D6 is going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Move right up to Mags. And let's see, give me 1 second.
I'm glad I'm healed to full.
Yes. 1 second. It's going to make an attack at you where it kind of like swipes its hand to like grab you.
Okay.
Not like punch, but literally just like to grab onto
Okay.
like your shoulder or something like that. Does an 18 hit?
It does.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
What?
You
Yeah.
rolled 3 dice.
I know. For 10 necrotic damage.
I'm out.
So, oof.
Oh, yikes.
All right.
The sword is still light, but
It's
I'm
still-
on the ground.
All right. So you just watch Mags just get like one shot knocked to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And next up is Mags. Make a
Dude,
death
you gotta
save.
use that machete.
Machete.
It's a 5. That's a fail.
Lets me grow
Okay,
a
so we got one
Oh,
fail.
that's what it is.
Boggs, you're up.
All right. Okay. How much can I move and still act?
30
30
feet.
You can also take your action to dash.
But, you know,
Then
if
you
you can
wouldn't-
do something like healing word.
I have cure wound.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I will just close the 30 feet.
Mhm.
And that gets me close enough to do the old thorn whip.
You can.
By the way, welcome to level 1, where you're full HP and you just get knocked out right
Yeah.
away in one hit.
All right, yeah. So that's what we'll do.
Mhm.
I got a 7 to hit.
Plus, it's plus your
Oh, my wisdom, 10 then.
plus your proficiency.
Plus it's 12 then.
Then you do hit.
Cool.
And roll a d12. Let's see how it goes.
6.
Okay, so it works normally.
It's 1d6. 5.
All right, 5 points of ouch. 2.
And if
D6
it's
back.
larger or smaller, I pull it towards me 10 feet.
It's medium, so it's the same size. So
So,
you said large. No,
No, it's
No.
you're medium as well.
right.
So you won't.
it says if it's larger or smaller, is what you said?
It says I pull things larger or smaller.
Yeah, so it's not
Okay.
larger or smaller. It's
It's the same size.
the same size.
So
There's
it stays.
small, medium, and large as like different categories of size.
Right.
So I guess what that does is it allows you, if you hit something small, to pull it
No,
towards
no,
you.
no, no, no. I don't think I'm explaining it right. I think I think it's large or smaller. I don't think
large
very.
or smaller. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes
Then
more sense
yes.
than large or small
Yeah.
because like
Mhm.
large or small.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Pull
so
it.
then you can.
Do I get an
Um,
opportunity attack?
It doesn't leave your
Yes.
thing. Okay, you do.
Well, it's going past your.
Yeah.
And imagine
All right.
that's what I would.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You go ahead.
You
Okay.
just wouldn't be able to do another reaction until your next turn.
Yeah, that's fine. So I just rolled a hit.
Yep.
Cool. That is going to be on 8.
Not good enough.
So-
So you just whiff it.
Yep.
As it goes by,
You're
Boggy
surprised
just
by
throws
the
it.
by
Yeah.
the thorn.
But I am lucky.
Yeah, but it's only if you roll a 1 or 2,
No,
right?
that's that's halfling. Lucky is lets me reroll any d20 three times a day. That is going to be a 17.
Okay, that does hit.
Okay, and I get sneak attack because it's right in front of you.
No.
That is going to be 13 points of damage.
It takes less damage than you thought it would.
Okay, how much does it take?
About half.
Can I make a perception check to see why he took?
Yeah, or I guess history would be more
Okay.
history or nature.
Regardless, it's going to be a 10.
You've encountered just because like your thieves guild
Mhm.
is kind of centered on like taking advantage of like magic in the area.
Mhm.
You know that certain weapons, unless they have a magical capability, don't really work as well on magical things. So your mundane rapier will not work.
What about my mustache machete? Okay.
All right.
So, but that was your
That was my opportunity attack.
okay. So now you're you're up.
And I forget, does a machete count as a finesse weapon?
It's the same thing as a
Scimitar?
yeah.
Which I have no idea, that's why I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's see.
Because it drastically changes how I'm going to approach this.
Yep, that's fine. It is finesse.
Okay, perfect.
So I'll let you have to physically like drop your current weapon to like you can't like pull in, like switch, pull out. So you're just gonna have to drop and pick up if you want to be able to switch weapons
I'm
and
not
still
dropping my
attack.
rapier. No. And is he like?
Oh no, you can pick it up later. It's just you can't.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. But so is he like? Is the zombie thing like tied up or?
It's a specter.
Oh, it's a specter.
Yeah, and it's currently caught up in the thorn whip because the thorn whip is magical. So.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if that was going to affect how I would roll against it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to hit it. And that is going to be a 13.
1 second. That does hit.
Okay, so 4, 9, and then 13.
Total.
Yep, total.
Yeah,
With my machete.
Second. You tell me how you kill it.
I want to do just. It's a specter, you said?
Yes.
I don't even know how to kill a specter. I just wanna do a very, very nice flourish, like diagonal slash through it.
Okay, and then it just like kind of dissipates.
Yeah, because I don't know how it's gonna
Okay.
react. So like,
That's true.
Yeah.
I was
Never
hoping
killed
for
a
just
specter.
like.
I've never killed a specter before, so I'm just like.
Well,
oh.
now you have.
Second.
And
Spectre.
as that happens, as the specter disappears, you hear the second one just let out like an agonized wail, and it goes 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, because I allow diagonals for both of us.
Can I take my movement before it moves? Because
Would you have moved if I had?
I would have moved if I heard it shriek.
That would be at the start of its turn, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is going to go towards you,
Okay.
but use your movement.
I was gonna say
what?
it shrieked at the start of its turn, right? Would have been after when he.
Or would have shrieked at the death of the.
It would have shrieked at like the death,
Okay,
which
okay.
technically happens on his turn because
Okay.
you can talk or shriek as a free action. So
Yeah.
therefore, I'm letting it go.
Okay.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna move right next to Boggs, like kind of like a little bit behind him. 'Cause-
Like
that-
here.
like right behind him. Yeah.
Okay.
How do you know, boss hog?
So then that means it is going to dash. Give me 1 second.
Because that was freaky.
1 second. Okay. And it's going to dash here, behind you to stop
Because
you from like going up the stairs because it's worried that you're going to go up the stairs.
Gotcha.
But that is its turn because it can't do anything else. Mags, make a death save.
Failed.
Oh my god.
Cure my wounds, please.
Yeah, one more and Mags is no more. This is day 1.
All
You're
right.
gonna have to get to him.
I'm gonna go attack. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Mags
Mm-hmm.
and cast. Oh shit! I had it. Cure wounds.
So the way that I do it when she's not stabilized right now, so you can
Okay.
use Cure Wounds to bring her to 1 HP and stable.
What about the potion? How would that
What?
work? Or would it be the same?
Either or, you could use
okay.
your spell or just like tip it into her mouth. But either or, because she's not stable,
Yeah.
you can only get her to 1 HP.
All right. I'm gonna use the potion to get her stable.
Another spell slot. Alright, so I'm at 1 HP?
Yes, you are.
Alright. So I snap back to reality.
Mm-hmm.
The ghost gravity.
Shh! Don't talk.
All right.
You're weak.
And so that's pretty much your movement or your action. Do you want to move? Let's see, you moved 5, 10, 15, 20. So you've got 10 feet of movement if you want to go somewhere. Okay. Next up is Franz.
Okay. Well, this is fun. I'm scared for my life. Well, I'm gonna do the only thing I know how to do because I'm gonna try to attack it.
With the
Pick up the bucket.
machete?
Yes. And
Okay.
so that is going to be 23
That was
points
a pretty
of damage.
Oh, yeah.
fortunate fall off the book. It was looking like it was like gonna be like a 2 or a 3
I know.
and then it fell off the book and was a 17.
Okay.
Alright.
That is going to be 7 points of damage.
Okay. It's pissed.
Yeah,
You're like enemy number 1 to this thing. You said 7?
I did.
Alright, and you're gonna see it do the same thing to you that it did to Mags. Does a 15... That's your armor class, isn't it?
Yep, that hits. So don't worry, it'll be okay.
11 points of
Oh,
necrotic
he's down.
damage.
Yeah, I just like slump the fuck over.
Alright. And now it kind of like looks around at the two of them, like trying to see like which one it needs to fuck up next. Mags, it's your turn.
Guiding bolt.
Okay. At long last.
Not that dice. Which dice? Okay, you were rolling really well earlier. I
Uh-huh.
trust you, dice. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. 21.
That hits.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guiding bolt.
And also D12 it.
Okay,
Come on.
10.
Hell yeah.
Oh, better than normal.
So that's 46 radiant damage.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I hope radiant like totally messes them up. Don't
Well-
worry, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. Better be. I'm
All
sitting
right,
there gurgling.
So here's 3d6. That's a oh my gosh,
What?
654. That's really good. So that's 11, 13, or no, 15 damage plus one more, plus a 520,
Uh-huh.
plus a d4 for the
Well,
10.
let's pause.
Yeah.
You watch that single guiding bolt. Just like it explodes. Like he just like swiped it away, just like kind of got the smoke away. But this, it's an explosion of light from within. And you are all set to like cast more damage at it, but then you kind of feel like a warm tingling coming up your arm. Roll a d4.
3.
And you're healed for 3 HP.
Neato burrito, and then with my bonus action, I know we're technically out of combat, but
Uh-huh.
I cast, and I assume because of the way that the healing works is that I can only get him to 1. Because I could give him 2d6, but if I just give him 1d6, he goes to 1, right?
Oh yeah, he's out, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna it's like guiding bolt with one hand kills, second hand
Yep.
shoots out, heals you to 1 HP and you're stabilized. Like you just feel like you feel a warmth in your chest and your heart starts
I'm like
beating again.
holding my chest and I go over, pick up my rapier, and I'm like,
And then
fuck.
since the
Yeah.
room is dark, I like pick up my sword off the ground and like looking around the
Yeah.
room. And are we out of combat?
You are out of combat.
Second d6 on myself.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'll keep the roll, but it's on him because I just remember I got healed a little bit.
Yeah.
So 2 for you.
Okay, so I'm at 3.
So I'm out of healing now.
I've still got cure wounds, so I can
Yeah.
hit whoever needs it the
I'm at
most.
4 out of 10. He's at 3 out of 10. But now I want to just start again curving around, trying to find anything else. Sword
Do an
is
investigation check as you're looking around.
that's a 20.
Okay. So you're able to find like a bunch of like ingredients like phosphor and ammonia, like what's it called? Like elements type stuff that is used for like alchemists.
Mhm.
And like just specific amounts of it that are just empty now. Like it was like labeled of what should be in there, and then it's no longer in there.
Okay.
And you find like a notebook, like explaining like the different ingredients that goes into resurrecting, like, and also in addition to like the necromancy notes from before. So you can tell that this is where someone attempted to resurrect Trion Hohen.
The notes are going to get burned up. Should I roll a d12 for my sacred flames? That's a 7.
It works normal, but yeah, you burn it up.
Max, we need to burn this whole motherfucker down.
Did he roll religion on the inscriptions there on the
No.
circle?
I
want to do that before
Okay.
they burn it down.
So while I'm like looking around the room, you're looking at the circle. That sounds really good.
Actually, guy going.
Ooh.
They look like drawings on a
It's an eight.
floor.
That's what you need.
So do they, as part of my investigation check, do they look like I could burn away these symbols, or how could I destroy this?
It's drawn on the floor, like, with just, like, chalk. So,
Is
like,
it
you
thieves'
can...
canty?
It's not these can't.
I want to see, actually, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this scares me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, kind of want to tell them to back up a little bit, like get away from it. And I want to back up into like one of the corners,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to shoot a sacred flame at the chalk and see what happens.
Or we could just take a cloth to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, like
Also-
it scorches
But
that spot.
well, I'm worried that it's like
Max.
it's magical.
Oh, okay.
We need to burn this whole place down. They're only gonna come back. They're only gonna continue their work.
Max, did you check out this corner?
Yes, I did. I've checked the whole room now.
Yeah, like that's pretty much what you've
I mean,
done.
what I would have done
Okay.
is what I clockwise around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, but I also want to bring it back to what did they tell you about this basement?
Not to come in here?
2 years.
Mm.
It's been locked for 2 years.
Yeah, that's right.
so obviously.
Not that I mean, you guys could do whatever you want, but I just figured I wanted to bring certain things back. But that's all.
I don't know what kind of horror this is. This is the first time I've seen anything we need. Let's get rid of this stuff. Let's burn it.
I don't think. Listen, I'm more against these things than I think you could even know. But I don't know if burning down this house accomplishes anything. When there's the people people did this.
And it's still a place that
Do I
other
still feel that feeling of this place being damned and like that disconnect that I was feeling?
It's done now. You feel
It's
like
gone
you
now.
vanquished like the undead spirits that are in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So do I feel anything like if I like I'll focus for a second on like my like flame or something. Well, not on like my light cantrip and see if I feel anything. But you guys can keep talking.
Yeah.
Keep whatever you want to say. Go ahead and do it. Go on.
Yep, there's the people, but other people can move in, other people can take up their work here, and whatever wealth is contained in this house, they won't have access to it.
I wish we could look at the notes to see
Too bad Mags burned it
what's
all.
going on with this circle, but
I pull out my tinder box, I have my oil. I'm like, we need to burn this down.
But I'm not getting the sense that I need to do that from my.
I'm not. I mean, we could burn it down, sure, whatever. But I don't think that would stop anything really, because this is just this is drawn on. They can draw it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's anything site specific.
It looks like you're a little outnumbered right now. I kind of I wouldn't mind getting paid for the work we've done today.
I think we should.
I
Kill,
also
I think
wouldn't-
we should kill the two people.
Well, for one thing, I'm gonna say, just based on our limited experiences, it really does appear, doesn't it, that the the younger brother Al,
Hmm.
the younger one doesn't seem to know about this. A, he doesn't know what the monsters are. B, all the stuff was locked behind doors, right, or hidden places.
True.
And so, it would really appear to me that this is mostly that the one who wasn't talking, right? Because he probably wasn't talking because he didn't want to give away that, he's the one who's probably been making this stuff.
True. Yeah. So we got to kill Ed.
Do we have to kill him?
Yes.
So wait, let me get this straight. We're okay with killing, but not burning. Just want to just get our priorities straight.
Right. Well,
Okay.
the thing
Property
with
damage.
burning is that Ed can then go make it elsewhere. But if you kill Ed, then he's done making
And
it.
if we burn down the house, now we've got the authorities after us. What do you think these rich people are going to do if their houses burn down?
And
Now,
it'll be all
I
the
burned
evidence
these
with
notes, yeah. But what's he gonna do? Go to the authorities? Yeah, I was trying to resurrect dead people, and I had notes on it, and now this guy
You
came
did
and burned
burn
my
all the
notes.
evidence that would have supported. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
I did. And now in hindsight, we're keeping a little bit of that might have been useful.
it. So why don't we send? Who's got the best persuasion or performance?
Probably me.
My persuasion's at 4.
Mine's at +6.
So I wonder if maybe we
plus
send
4
you
persuasion.
to the inn, and lure them back to the house, where
And then burn it.
where Franz and I will be waiting in ambush for Ed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have okay, I'm willing to do that, but I need you both to leave the room and not be able to listen for just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a good stopping point because it is 4:30.
Okay.
Okay.
And we do have to do some discussion.
Woo!
So,
Okay.
I'm gonna use the restroom before
Yes.
any of
Yeah.
this discussion.
sure. But yeah, good session 1, guys.
Yeah.
I like where it's going. Give me 1 second. I have my discussion questions on my phone because I didn't email it to myself. I'm gonna do it now so I don't have to look at my phone the whole time. 1 sec. But to start it off, I'll ask Corey this, but how did the setting of this particular world affect your character creation?
Okay.
And you don't have to give away things about like your characters if you don't want to give it up.
Okay.
But like just in general, like how does the game world affect your characters in general, not just here, but maybe in other games, not just D&D?
So, go ahead if you wanted to say something.
Well, for this game specifically, when you sort of described it as X-Men-esque, people sort of becoming something besides human, I found that pretty interesting and appealing to sort of, kind of explore maybe a narrative where someone is sort of in the process of becoming.
Yeah. For me, I definitely around strangers would not have used magic, and if we were in a public place, I wouldn't have used magic at all. The only reason I felt comfortable was because Vine Man over here looked like he just like, he wears it as armor, right? His magic, like it just is there.
Yeah.
And so I actually meant wears it as armor, like like how someone like wears like a scar on their face or something. But like I guess in this case he literally wears the magic as armor, or at least like kind of appears so. And so that made me feel more comfortable and like being magical in this moment. Though I do, like, thinking about it now, I shouldn't have showed the kid my magic blade. That was, our magic abilities. That was probably I was a little too high on the moment of killing all these undead. So that's how it affected my decision making this episode a little bit.
Mm-hmm. How does like world setting affect character creation?
Right. So.
But I'd love to answer this question more later.
Okay.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert. If this character survives to level 3, I want to make him an arcane trickster. When you first described this as kind of like an X-Men sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
I really like the idea of this young rogue discovering after the world has been changed through the impact. Discovers later that he has magical abilities, and like kind of that's part of like his character development is grappling with that.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like he's already had magical abilities, he comes into them and he doesn't really know how to deal with them. He's not again against magic or anything of that nature, but it does change his relationship to really himself, especially at such
Nice.
a tender age.
Yeah. Did you want to go more into it?
No, I'm in a later episode.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of going off what Eric was saying about my guy just having it on his face like that. I was really kind of taking some inspiration from the X-Men Beast, right? Because like he can't hide that he's a mutant at all. I can't hide that I'm not. I don't want to say human, but like a normie,
Or like
a non-magical being, right? And so like that plays into like sort of my background as a hermit. I'm sort of ostracized from non-magical society, and I'm hoping to sort of play that sort of distrustful of non-magic people further.
I asked the chat if they had any questions.
Yes, please ask us any and all questions. We're here.
Do we still have viewers?
We have about 10. We've gone up.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool.
Thank you for tuning in.
Woohoo.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing that you didn't hear because you guys went to the bathroom is the Thieves Guild I'm in kind of used the impact and the introduction of magic into this world as a way to exploit. Basically, everyone's fierce. They kind of had this. Their leader Jo, she had this idea that if they went into someone's house and made it clumsy, people would be so fearful and they wouldn't think it was a thief. That they would blame someone with magical abilities and use that fear to kind of scapegoat people. So Franz has been around magic, but not to the degree where you've seen a specter. So like that especially was that was strange for him. Whereas seeing like a green flaming sword, it's like, okay, not the most unusual thing in the world. So like I guess city magic is what he'd be most, if that could even be a category, is the thing he would be used to.
During session 0, you had mentioned like you hesitated leaving the inn based on like the quest giver stereotype, like waiting for like that thing to happen. So I was just curious of like what conventions of like D&D of a specific game or any sort of like norms within a game system that can be creatively disrupted in order to prevent that sort of metagaming.
Of like looking for like a quest giver or something?
Or that was just one example,
Okay.
but like a certain norm that you would expect based on something, and then you start metagaming. Thus, your own personal knowledge is now affecting the character who would not have that sort of knowledge.
Right. So, for those who, obviously we didn't stream it at all, but at the start of our session 0 week, just kind of, all our characters just kind of woke up in an inn, like halfway through brunch, right? Brunch?
Yeah.
And so my character, like, normally in a video game, I would be like, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go talk to the innkeeper. I'm probably going to go outside. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z things. Whereas my character, he would sit there and probably just continue eating. It's something my character said is like, this is a weird situation. You might as well just act normal.
What was the original question? Oh, conventions.
Yeah, and how they can be creatively disrupted to prevent metagaming. So it's like another example. I know that in session 0, when we were just like trying out our characters, we didn't say the spells by name. We just described them, so that other characters wouldn't be able to go like, oh yeah, that's a D6 spell. They're gonna be fine, or like stuff, So just different things that can be done to help foster the fantasy world to make it more real, as opposed to separating it as like, oh, I'm going.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that doesn't really relate to session 0, but something I was thinking of if and when my character becomes an arcane trickster is he's going to discover magic. Like, I'm thinking it like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to know to, like, say, like, oh, cast Mage Hand or whatever. It's going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to be, like, something, like, he's doing and then it happens. So it's going to be, like, kind of chaotic in that way. So that's kind of how I think that might be answering your question in some way.
I really like your mechanic with the 12.
D12.
D12. I think that sort of prevents a little bit of metagaming because it's unpredictable, right?
And that's only for level 1, right?
So the way that it works, it'll be the spell, like your highest spell slot ability, and then the one below. So once you get level 2 spell slots, then level 2 and 1, you roll the d12, but cantrips are good. Because the idea is, as you're using it more, as you're becoming a better magic user, the easier stuff is going to be more controllable.
Yeah. I like the idea that it's like the controllable, and I was kind of on the fence of like, well, right now when I'm rolling 10s through 12s, I'm doing like extra on top of it.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the idea that like you understand that like if you exert too much, sometimes something good will happen, but sometimes something bad will happen. It'd be like, if you're like throwing a baseball or something, right? Like you don't always throw it as hard as you can, even like, and that's kind of what it's like with the spells. It's like, like I'm shooting guiding bolt or whatever, and like I understand like if I exert too much, it might just and not do anything, and so I gotta like it's like learning the balance a little bit. But yeah, it adds an interesting dimension to spellcasting for sure, because it's like sometimes like I just want to like cut something up rather than like
Worry,
risk
yeah.
like my sacred flame just dying like on
Mhm.
on the thing.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? When you were revived and like you guys were kind of like getting one hit killed by the specters, like I was really hoping you wouldn't like roll a 1 on the d12 and then just like essentially like tip the balance of the fight, because I was trying to give you a good challenge without killing off your characters in the first session. And if the d12 didn't go your way, it would have, I felt like, been a little difficult to come out all alive and unscathed.
Well, I mean,
But you did it.
I think that's where, like, melee characters come in to play. Is like we have that consistency, and
Yeah.
especially the rogue with like sneak attack damage and that multiplier.
Yeah.
Like it can help kind of balance that for a group that is especially is magic heavy and wants to kind of play with those odds.
Yeah, I think like it's like that's kind of, you touched on like an interesting thing, which is like one of like, I think to me one of the poor design decisions of D&D 5e is just how fragile level 1 characters are. Like, and definitely that was one of the big things on display during our final combat session is that me and him both got one shot killed, and and we were both at full HP, and so that's it's just like when I IDM as well, and so like I always try to start my campaigns level 2, because then like it's much harder to get one shot once you have that one extra like 6 or 7 HP under your belt. But it leads to an entertaining round where I'm like, I really felt like I was like, if Ryan doesn't come save me, like, because like I was going before him in rotation, which was like really problematic, right? Because like if the person supposed to heal you goes before you, then you have like one whole extra round of death saves.
Yeah.
But because he went after me, I was already at one failed, 2 failed by the time he healed me. So I was like, oh my goodness.
And there was nothing I could have done to help you.
Yeah.
Well, you could have come and done an action and medicine check to stabilize me. Not that
But
like
would his character know that?
yeah, his character might not have known that, but I was saying like that's like, because you can't, even a non-magic user can stabilize. So good to know if you like are out of spell slots, like you're not helpless with someone just having to die. But I just thought that was really created an interesting dynamic against the specters, where I think like it made like I love the way you're like talking about your character being like afraid all of a sudden, because it was just like the magic you've never seen. Friend dead. Like, oh my gosh, like, so that was pretty wild.
It was my first time following the rule of, like, for the longest time, I found that I was underpowering a lot of fights. Like the skeleton fight in the bedroom, there was only meant to be 1 skeleton, but, like, as you were, like, destroying it, I was like, I gotta hide 2 in the closet. So that was, like, something that happened, like, while doing it, because I realized how underpowered I've been making these fights. And this boss fight was originally planned with the 2 specters, because I heard from my old DM, he's like, yeah, like you add up the levels of all the people in the party, and that's the challenge rating that you can do. So each of them was a challenge 1 rating, so together I considered it a 2. So technically you guys could have taken on something harder than that. But I'm not sure.
If there was a 3rd specter, I think we would have been in some serious trouble.
I mean, if
it was 1 level 3, not 2.
But to be fair, if one, like, let's say that first specter misses its attack on me and then I guiding bolt, like, then the whole fight's really different, right? You can imagine there being 3 there and none of us getting downed. And so it's, fights in Dungeons & Dragons really can depend on initiative and can depend on like how those dice roll. And today the dice were in our favor when I rolled that like 20 plus damage on the radiant or on the guiding bolt, but they just weren't in my favor when it rolled to hit me. What was the name of that attack? Is it just an attack, or
it's the one that it used on you?
Yeah, the 3d4.
That 3d6 actually.
Oh my goodness! I was like,
it's called Life Drain, and because it's and like the aspect of that spell is you can't be healed until like you take like a long rest or something special. I forget off the top of my head. Let me. I'll actually.
Oh, so that's why we were healing back to 1? That wasn't a house rule, or?
Well, no. When a house rule, technically in D&D, when you stabilize someone, they're just stabilized and at 0 HP. but I think that's lame as heck. So I do 1 HP, so you're not just like, someone heal me, someone waste like 3 turns to get me on my
Oh.
feet again.
I thought that the base rule was, and I could
Well,
just be wrong.
stabilizing,
That if
using
you-
magic is different.
Yeah. If you use magic, they are healed to 1. That's what I thought. Alright,
Yeah.
they're healed whatever you healed them. That's what I thought.
But it was because of the necrotic damage that like I couldn't let you.
Just heal back up to whatever
Yeah.
his potion gave it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But yeah. So you would have had to do a DC 10 con save. Otherwise, your hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to the damage taken.
Well,
And because you were, yeah, this reduction lasts until the creature finishes a long rest. So,
Mhm.
oh, and that's another aspect that I learned is that when you quote unquote like die, but not like fail your death saves, it counts as a long rest. I'm not 100% sure I heard that, so I have to double check that. It seems a little OP to be like, oh, I'm down, got those level 6 spell slots back, you know.
Yeah, maybe it just counts
But-
as a long rest for like exhaustion purposes, or
Yeah, I don't know. But that was something that I heard recently, and I'm like, is it?
I want to look this up.
but-
You don't mind if I look this
No,
up?
Anybody
go
want to
ahead.
look it up on chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do our work for us. But that's something once again that I heard, and there's so many house rules. That's another thing, that, like I consider the 5e rulebook like a guideline
Mhm.
to keep things from being too OP or too underpowered,
Mhm.
because there's so many house rules that I myself have imposed and have imposed upon me. So I'm not sure if we wanted to have like a discussion not on like specific house rules, but the act of house ruling. When there's a literal 300-page handbook saying, hey, here you go, these are all you need. And we're like, no, we want to do something different.
Well, we kind of already are with the D12 mechanics
That
and
too.
spells. I like house ruling because it allows us to play the game we want to play. Like we unlike a video game, we are allowed to actually like bend the rules without breaking the game. I mean, we could break the game if we wanted, but yeah, that's so. I think house ruling is completely fine, and we can discuss about anything.
Yeah, I
Did
don't
you-
see anything on here about the long rest. It counts as being a long rest. It just like, for instance, it says a stable. Yeah, it just says like talks about stabilization. Yeah, I don't know.
Or
That's
maybe it might be in like the long rest place, which we can
Oh.
look up.
yeah. Keep going.
Yeah.
I'll look up long rest stuff. This is
So
fun. I like questions.
here's a question that I have. Is it more rewarding to you as a player to have like a successful dice roll, like getting 20 damage done on like the final boss, or having like a roleplay based victory that relies on you, the person, to come up with a clever thing? Because that kid would have stuck around if Corey hadn't come up with a clever way to get him out of there.
I like.
How did you
both.
get him out of there, by the way?
Oh, I told him to go join my thieves guild.
Oh.
But I also gave him no identifying information, so he's just gonna go knock on this door and hope to God they let him in. But
He's also a dumb like 15-year-old.
yeah,
So.
and I relate to that. So I like both. Like there's something really satisfying on getting like on an attack roll a natural 20 and then dealing a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah.
That's really satisfying. But so is like RPing your way out, and I think like we could have burned this house down, but we didn't, and we solved that in character, and that for me is as satisfying as like coming to like just rolling it off. Like we didn't have to persuasion roll each other, we didn't charisma check each other, we just talked about it and we solved it that way.
You did have to perception and stealth the fuck out of each other in the beginning with that giant.
Well, that was fun. Yeah.
What did you have planned for the kid?
I didn't. So I have some. Like I'll tell you like metagaming. What I wrote down for the kid. King Kingsley, a 15-year-old who's up to no good and looking for a 5-finger discount, possibly will become a companion or rival to Franz just because he's another young
snap.
thief.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I wasn't quite sure what exactly he would end up doing. That was
Yeah.
something I figured that would come out in character. I just imagined because he is also a young thief, he would you would gravitate towards him. I didn't expect for Mags to come in and find him because he literally, I don't know if you saw, but I was rolling a few times to beat your passive perception, and he kept beating it.
Okay. Interesting.
So he came in right before you guys went upstairs. Like, when you all did the checks, like, oh, I'm going to look down the stairs while I look on the hallway right before you went to the bedroom.
Mhm.
That's when he came into the house and beat your investigation/perception checks.
Ah.
So he was avoiding you guys for a little while until you walked in on the room, and at that point, like, he was, like, figured he was safe because y'all were resting. So
That makes sense.
yep.
Cool. I hope it becomes a rival.
Who
The
knows?
chandelier
No,
just
yeah, that's
messed
how
him
the
up, mangled
that's how
him.
the story would play out.
Yeah, I'm
He's
a
a
fan
villain.
of having characters come back in
Mhm.
fun ways. I'm not going to say that every single NPC is going, like, I'm not going to say that King Kingsley is going to, like, swing to the rescue
Yeah.
one day, but, like, he
He's
might
gonna
be around, he
Team
might
Rocket
not. Yeah.
I think.
Um,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
To return to your question about like whether it's more satisfying to roll a dice to see something happen, or if like you like in like the player is ingenious. For me, it's kind of a combination of the two because like when I think back on like some memorable moments of playing D&D, a lot of them relied on dice rolls because like a lot of times when you want your character to do something really cool, it requires like some dice rolls. So for instance, I remember a moment from our last campaign where like my character just seen a friend die, and then like I just started like I was a monk, so I just was like using all my attack actions even though I was really low on HP on this enemy. Like it was really unwise play, but more like really role playing. And I was like I hit every single hit. Like I was like making 3 attacks around, and like every single one was landing. And I ended up like taking out this much higher level character than me, like very quickly. And it was like that was a very memorable moment, but I needed the dice to kind of go my way in order for it to be memorable, because it wasn't really me solving anything; it was more me trying to be my character in this moment. And so, like for me, like that was with the guiding bolt. Like I don't know if that was necessarily the wisest thing to do at that moment. Maybe it was.
I think it kind of was.
It kind of was, but like to just get up and like shoot it out, like that felt like what my character would do. Like I'm shocked a lot, like awake. I know that thing is dangerous. I'm going to shoot my biggest thing at that thing.
Yeah.
And so to me, those moments can be really special too. But I think it's also fun when you find a creative solution to a problem, especially if it's within the role play of your character. That feels really satisfying as well.
Yeah, and kind of going like off that's just why I like my character. Like I think my character is inherently lucky, and I think that'll play into like eventually being magical. But like that's the reason I chose that feat as a variant human is because sometimes you just want the dice to go your way, and sometimes you just have to brute force it because you just want to do what you want to do.
Ryan, thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with both of them. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add. Sorry.
That's fine. I have one more two half questions, but I'm not sure if you guys wanted to bring up any talking points or things that you felt were worth noting.
I like when there's like kind of a bit of like collaboration between character actions because sometimes when you're playing D&D it's just like my character does this and then it's like very staccato in that way, so like when you like vined it over and I was able to take an opportunity attack and we were able to like play off that, that was like that was really for me like one of the shining moments of today's session.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Being able to build off each other in like fun and interesting
Combo
ways.
attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think like the moments that stick out most in your mind are usually the moments where the players are doing something either in conjunction or in dissonance with each other that results in like something that's happening. It's not just me doing what my character is designed to do, but it's like us doing something that's emergent, right?
Like being able to like sneakily like steal things even though you're like have your eye on me.
Well, at first, I was just trying to do the job we were hired to do until there was something more nefarious afoot.
Yeah.
You know.
So one thing that that kind of, when you say what your character's designed to do, one of my questions is how important is character backstory before playing? And how does developing a character through gameplay differ from a preemptive backstory approach?
So I was thinking a lot about this when I was creating my character. My character has a very kind of almost traditional tragic backstory, but for me, like often when like we're creating D&D characters and we create like a tragic backstory, it's almost like setting up like a storyline that needs to be concluded. Whereas for me, it's just it's a way to think about my character's motivation and why my character will make specific choices. It doesn't matter to me as the player whether or not like he burns down the orphanage or he like comes across his father. Those aren't interesting to me. But what is interesting is how he is now trying to like this idea of like seeking some sort of like independence, being freed from institutions, even though his whole life has been propped up by either by some sort of institution, and playing with the dichotomy, especially at being at a younger age. So I just thinking about backstory as like what does that do to motivate your character, and why would they make a certain decision versus you as a player thinking about your character making a decision.
Yeah, I think for anyone out there playing D&D, I think it's very important not to have your ways too set before you start playing, because things really can change a lot once you actually get into the game. Like, you want to have your beats, you don't want to come in unprepared. But, like, for instance, I think a good example of this would be our last campaign. I'm just going to reference our last campaign the entire time. In our last campaign, I had, like, wanted to be, like, this drunken master monk. Like, she was, like, a, halfling female. She was really small, and the idea was, like, she's really lucky, and she fights like an amateur, but she somehow, everything always goes her way, and, like, enemies just can't figure her out, which is kind of like what the drunken master is, right? Somebody who actually knows what they're doing, but doesn't look like they are. And, like, so I played that for, like, the first 1 or 2 sessions, and then, like, things got really serious. And my character responded to that seriousness in a certain way that just made the drunken master thing, like, did not really make sense for what, like, it wasn't, things weren't happy-go-lucky anymore. She had to be serious. She had to take the world, like, the way that it was, and, like, so, like, I responded by really adjusting the course of what that character, who they were in a lot of different ways. But a lot of those stories, stuff from the backstory, still ended up influencing her decision making. It just, the odd things that happened in the campaign were just as important as what happened before. And so to me, the story really starts now. And what happened before is just like that's there to like pepper in some really interesting stuff, but not necessarily to define like the character. Like in 5 sessions, what happened today and next time is more important than what happened in the 4 pages I wrote for you.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Wow, 4 pages.
This is why I don't write anything down. Is mostly because there's like it's backstory for a reason. It's not relevant.
Well,
it's relevant, but it's not.
The other thing is like, so based on the backstory stuff, like these, I knew that these people were going to be rich people, but they weren't going to be an investor thing until I saw your backstory, and I wanted to, because I like tying people's backstories into the campaign to have those kind of surface a little. So like, you gave me stuff I can work on for future things. You gave me stuff I can work on for future things.
We made a verbal handshake.
Yeah, essentially. But, I mean, you being a young thief made me create the character of a young thief coming in. Because, like, if someone sees the door to a super fancy place open for several days, if you're someone who's going to steal shit, like, you're going to steal shit. So, like, yes, I agree. It's very important to develop through gameplay and to not be so rigid. But I think that having the backstory also helps, like, the DM in creating a world that benefits your characters and is kind of tailored towards them, so you do have that opportunity to build off of the stuff that you created, but also, work up towards something new. So. Closing remarks. We got like 2 minutes.
Yeah, does anybody want to pop in a quick question?
If there were, I think they would have asked by now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks everybody for...
Thanks for watching. Thank you for the great session.
Yes, thank
Absolutely.
you. Always thank you, DMs.
Yeah. How much...
The heroes.
Tip your waitresses.
We get any experience?
I was actually. It's kind of
You do.
Should we
I do
wait?
benchmarks.
Yeah, benchmarks.
Okay.
But like, my question is like, do I want you to be leveled up before or after you fuck up these 2 brothers? So like now it's just
one,
like,
right?
or maybe 2. Who knows?
Who knows?
Let's see. If we were going by EXP, you have 400 for this. It gets divided by 3.
Okay.
400 for the specters. You fought 3 skeletons. Someone do math.
How much was the skeleton worth?
I'm checking. Well, I have to look at it singularly. Let's see.
Do you want me
50
to?
XP for each skeleton, so 150. So it's 400 plus 150. What else did you fight? The hands.
The hands. We had some
What is it?
character building.
They were small. They were probably like 10 XP each, but let's just say 450, like 600, I guess,
Okay.
all in all.
What's
Okay.
What's
Let's
the
see.
100 piece then?
Oh, it's divided. Yeah.
So, okay, so you'd still need 100 EXP each to be able to get to level 2.
Yeah.
So, I mean, judging by my calculations, by the end of, like, this chapter, like, it's kind of experience-based anyway. And the other thing is the reason why I do not just experience points based on, like, what monsters you face, but, like, the interaction of, like, so, for example, you guys choosing not to burn the shit out of that, like, your character gains wisdom and experience and stuff like that. So, and there's no number assigned to deciding to do, to not burn the house down so you guys don't get in trouble because you already burned all the evidence to incriminate these people.
Mhm.
So, I don't want to assign a number for experience points based on monsters killed because there's so many other things outside of combat that gain your character's experience.
Yeah.
So
I
there
like
we go.
benchmark.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us on our first session.
Yeah, guys.
Can you
Yes, I can.
stop stream, stop
Okay.
recording? Awesome. Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
See you next
Bye.
Monday.